to the Thumbstick Athletes podcast. I'm your host, Dan.
I'm Eric.
Will.
Corey.
Today's topic is going to be our Extra Life 2015 recap. We all kind of just finished, and it was a time.
Now we're going to talk about it, damn it.
Now we're going to talk about it, games we played, our experiences with it. We're also going to be talking first impressions of Fallout 4. So we will be doing that like kind of during the main segment because I played a little Fallout 4 during my stream. I know Eric played Fallout 4 during his
9 hours worth.
That's pretty good.
Champion.
I think I only ended up playing like 3.5, but just because of when I finally downloaded and when I was done. Yeah. I actually had considered keeping on playing, but I was like, I should probably get a little sleep.
Dan, wow.
Well, once it gets to be that 6 o'clock, like the sun comes up and you start to like wake up a little bit.
Yeah.
And I was struggling between we'll get into it, but what other teasers do we have? Will, I know you took down some teasers.
You want me to run through all of them for
everybody? Run through the teasers. Some of the stuff we're going to be talking about, some of the games we played during
Should
our
toss
Extra Life
Blops in there
streams.
too, I think.
Blops in there? Okay, so we'll be talking about Call of Duty Black Ops 3. And then Path of Exile, Rampage Knights, there'll be Rocket League talk, Halo 5, and Until Dawn.
Yeah.
That's everything.
Nice.
And not just any old Rocket League talk. Mutators talk.
Mutators, new update.
And I also played something else that was new. As of today, the League of Explorers Hearthstone adventure came out.
Oh, okay.
And I played the first wing, so I'll talk about that
Yep.
a little bit later.
Nice. Okay. Well, Corey and Will, you guys can get started with your you went tandem starting first thing Saturday morning.
Yeah, me and Corey had to do it together because with our work schedules and stuff, only day we could do it would be Saturday.
Yeah.
So we did it together and did a lot of co-op. So we started off at 6. Corey was playing Hearthstone, right? To start off
Set
with?
my alarm for 5:30, and it's probably the only time this year my alarm went off, and I just jumped right out of bed.
Yeah. I hear that.
Straight to the computer.
Nice.
Made a cup of coffee, had a yogurt, and settled in and played Hearthstone till about 6 o'clock when I called Will on Skype, and the rest was gaming. And we started with Path of Exile, something we had been talking about playing multiple times, and finally we had nothing but 24 hours ahead of us, so we settled into that and played that for the first 9 hours.
Yeah, it was around 9 hours.
Go ahead.
I think I tuned in about 8 o'clock. I went in and put it on the TV when I woke up and
let me tell
kept
you,
it on for the whole day.
the first 3 hours of Extra Life this year was the hardest part for me.
Really?
Wow.
Corey, I was getting comments on the stream that I was slouched over so much that you could only see the hood that I was wearing and a little bit of my hair.
Yep.
'Cause I
didn't
so
see
tired.
too much of your face.
I was
the
dead.
entire stream. I feel like.
That bad, huh?
Well, I don't think you had your camera set up right. I think it was too high. You needed to lower
Well, see,
it.
when I'm sitting up straight and
I
have good
see.
posture,
He's a squirmer.
it perfect. But
I get like that too.
when I can't sit in a computer chair for very long, Eric is right. Computer gaming, if you don't have the right setup, is awful.
Yeah.
You guys ought to see my computer chair.
Yeah,
It's fucking awful.
I had the easiest time ever this year because I had my comfortable computer chair. I didn't get a comfortable one.
So jealous of that
Oh
thing,
my God.
by the way.
It's amazing.
I'm thinking about just investing
Yeah,
in one.
I think it's a smart investment.
Yeah.
Too.
it's not like you don't play computer games. It's not
Too
like
bad
you
we
don't
can't
sit in
split it digitally.
Right. A good computer chair.
We're not there yet with
Yeah,
technology.
we're not quite there.
I want the one with the monitor bracket that hooks to the back of your seat, so when you recline, the monitor just stays right in front of your face the whole time.
Oh wow!
Genius.
Tantalizing.
That'd be all right.
I wonder how much that is.
I don't remember.
It's
Probably
out of
a
my
lot.
price range. Yeah.
So yeah, we played Path of Exile, which was a lot of fun. Corey, did you really like it as much as I did?
It's quite good. Yeah, it's your Diablo, your loot hoarding, your Torchlight kind of game, but free to play, which is the biggest difference from those games. But other than that, it's a lot of the same kind of stuff. You have, I don't know how many classes there are. There's a handful.
Yeah.
It seems like it's a little more complex than Diablo or even.
Not really. Complex isn't the right word. It's what they do that's interesting is their skill tree is just massive.
Gigantic.
Yes, huge. You start with one class that starts somewhere in the skill tree, and you can get to any other skill in that tree.
Uh-huh.
In the entire.
It's like
All
it's
the
overwhelming
classes.
to look at.
Yeah.
I played a little of this game. I don't know if I told you guys that.
I think we did an episode on it at some point. So
We did.
I think we all played at least a little bit of it.
Long time
I
ago.
don't think I played it before I played it recently with Alex.
Yeah, Corey, didn't you make the comment while we were streaming that you couldn't believe we actually did an episode on it, having played so little?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny.
I think I played through the second act before we did our episode.
Oh,
On it.
wow. Okay.
It might have been one of those
That was like-
episodes.
That was like 2 years ago
Yeah.
or whatever.
When it first came out.
Yeah.
It might have been one of those episodes where nobody really played it, and we all kind of got to the episode, and we're like, well, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
And then we prefaced it with a disclaimer.
Yeah.
Temper your expectations.
Only played 2 hours, but yeah,
Cost.
that's the coolest thing is the way the skill tree works. And what I don't like about the size of the skill tree is that you kind of have to look at each individual ability on the tree to figure out where you want to go next. There's no like show me all the attack bonus skills.
You really have to plan out with it.
Yeah, I was trying to do it a little bit by ear, but at a certain point, like if you want to be effective, you have to plan it out ahead of time. My guy was a duelist, and I just gave him a bunch of attack speed stuff. And ask Will, he was like a woodpecker, just going to town with 2 swords in each hand.
What I made too.
Yeah. It was pretty fun.
Yeah, Corey was doing a ton of damage before like I even got a couple arrows in because I made a ranger, so I was safe in the distance. But Corey cleaned everything up, and I don't even think you died while we played.
At once.
Once?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Early on.
Before you got OP.
Yeah. The other thing I like about it is the way they do gems, which are your actual attacks. The gems, you have a basic attack, but then you use gems, which are your chosen attacks. I don't want to say abilities.
Like spells?
Yeah. And the way that works is you fit a gem into your armor or your weapon, and there's 3 different color gems and 3 different color corresponding slots in your equipment, and you slot a gem into it, and if the gem is equipped on your person, it levels up. But it can only level up to a certain point before your attribute becomes a factor. Like if it's a damage dealing ability or spell, I should say, and your strength isn't high enough, you can't level it up past a certain point. So there's a little bit of a restriction on that. But I really like that. And you can, if your armor has links between the gem slots, then the gems will work together. So if there's like a support gem that's like fire and it's attached to an attack skill, it will give that attack skill fire bonus, which can be pretty fun. And there's all sorts of transmutation orbs and stuff like that shuffle up the colors of the slots on your armor. There's one that links slots on your armor that weren't linked previously. So there's a little fun gameplay layer in all managing all that stuff too.
I think you might have just answered a question I had.
Go ahead.
Because I had an ability, it was shooting a poison arrow, and it did a lot of damage and poisoned the enemy, but it became a totem, and I didn't like it as much.
It became a totem.
Like I would shoot, and it would like a totem would pop up, and it would shoot poison, and it wouldn't do direct damage, and I didn't like that. So it must have linked with a one that summons a totem.
Maybe up into a totem.
That would be stupid.
It could be, but I don't think there's any totem support gems.
Are you sure?
You might have just switched which ability you were using without realizing it, and it became a totem.
There's no way, because I made sure that gem I kept.
I don't know.
Now I'm going to look at it when I get home.
Yeah, I don't know. But we finished the first 2 acts.
Yep.
We have one more to go. I think we played about 10 hours. Or
Yep.
then we played a little bit later on, but we can get to that later. But we really enjoyed it, and that was about a little bit before lunchtime, maybe.
I think we played it until like 2.
9 hours.
Yeah.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 3 o'clock.
Until 3. Yeah.
3
some.
o'clock. Yeah, so that must have been when I showered.
Yep.
Showered at 3. And then we came back
Up
in.
for a shower?
I did
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
The fuck?
I was falling asleep. It was so bad I needed something.
Wow.
Well, I needed to because I had a little issue.
Oh,
a little health issue, which I'll save to talk about. But needless to say, I was in a whole lot of physical pain doing this 24-hour stream. Bad.
Discomfort.
For hourly stretches.
Yeah. I like to think I have a high threshold for pain, but this was real bad. And I almost quit because of it. At a certain point, I was like, I can't do this anymore. So I switched to a standing desk at one point because it was more comfortable to stand. The last 3 hours, 3 to 6.
Wow.
You stood up for that?
I stood up. Yep.
I thought about doing that for my last hour because I was in a world of hurt.
I watched your last hour.
Did you?
Yeah.
I was wondering if anybody did.
I asked if you were okay.
We'll wait for me. You guys keep going.
So we decided we want to play something newer, and I had bought Dan Rampage Knights for his birthday game. He expressed some sort of interest, or you had it on your wish list, I think.
Yeah. Yep.
So I bought that for Dan on his birthday back in September, and I didn't have a ton of interest playing it, but when I bought it, I bought a 2-pack, just so when Dan played, we could play together. And I suggested to Will, since this game was new this year, we should play it and have something new to talk about. So we played that, and I didn't really like it at first, and I was ready to put it down, and Will's like, I'm kind of enjoying it. So I was like, all right, I'll give it a few more tries. And then like 3 hours later,
we're
still going. It's a roguelike. And what would you compare it to, Will? Maybe like a Rogue Legacy kind of?
It's like Rogue Legacy, but it's a little bit different.
Yeah, the gameplay and combat doesn't feel as good. You pick a class, although early on you only get one class, and you kind of just go into the screen. Its next screen is like an area, and you just fight, and it's the same kind of general path you go through, but it switches up a little bit. Like sometimes there'll be a certain kind of enemy, sometimes there won't be any enemies, sometimes there'll be a treasure chest, and all that kind of fun switcheroo stuff, kind of like Rogue Legacy. And we did co-op, which was a lot of fun. And then what's unique about the game are all the items and curses, and what's the opposite of a curse? Buff.
They're cool in Guild Wars.
Boon.
A benefit, you know.
Yeah.
A buff. Yeah.
I've heard
buff
boon
works.
and buff.
That stuff makes it really interesting. And what happens when you die? If one of us died, we became a ghost as long as the other person was alive. And if your teammate killed, I think it's 14.
It got to be 10 after you guys leveled up a little bit.
Oh,
There
okay.
it is.
I didn't
But
even realize that.
I think it started off at 14.
If you killed 14 enemies that had souls, they would go towards reviving your teammate. So, in the process of playing the game, I picked up a boon, for lack of a better word. I'm sure there's
A term
for these terms. I picked up one that gave my character the ability to spread poison, and he constantly just had a poison cloud around him, and whenever he walked by enemies, he would poison them. But when my guy died and became a ghost, when you're a ghost, after you die, you can kind of float around and just push the enemies and do like 1 damage to him. He retained that poison curse that was on him. So I was a ghost, but I could also deal a ton of poison damage to everybody. That's the kind of, like, go ahead, Will.
Yeah, you could yourself.
What'd you say? Sorry, you cut out. Or I cut out, I don't know.
Kills from the poison cloud while you're a ghost, so you could revive yourself.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
Which was very helpful because I was very bad at the game.
Well, it was a difficult game, and we didn't get very far, I don't think.
No, we only beat one boss, and that was one time.
Yeah, and the bosses were super hard, almost unfair.
Yep.
You kind of had to... It's kind of like Dark Souls, where you kind of got to find the jank a little bit to beat it. And Will and I kind of came up with a method where we just kept cycling who would die.
Yep.
And brought the other person back to life. But it's, you're avoiding traps and dungeons and fighting all sorts of crazy enemies. And they do some interesting things with combat. Like, one of the main attacks is you hit the bad guy and then you pick him up and swing him around to knock all the guys out that are near you.
That game was really fun to watch too, by the way.
Yeah, I could see that. You can pick up guys and throw them. You can hit them up in the air and attack them. Go ahead, Will.
As I say, it was a lot of fun. By the end, it was pretty frustrating.
Yeah.
At least I was.
Well, I mean, you couldn't really get yourselves any further than you were getting.
No.
It was mostly luck, and that's what I liked about Rogue Legacy is there was some sort of persistence across your attempts because you retained your gold and you could level up certain aspects of your character, even though you had to start the dungeon all over again.
In Rampage Nights, it seemed like you only unlocks are the only things you would retain from each playthrough.
Yeah. So at a certain point, I unlocked a Barbarian, I think it was called.
Assassin.
Yeah. And then the Assassin.
Yeah, and then the Assassin towards the end there. And that was kind of cool getting that stuff, but like I said, I want there's still some stuff I don't really know what it does, like the Shaman, Magician, the guy in town with the little pot of chemicals.
Yeah.
Alchemist, I don't know, whatever he was.
Something like that.
But we had a pretty good time with that. That game's really fun.
We put on like 5.
Huh?
We put on like.
I can't hear you guys. I don't know if it's me or you, but somebody's cutting out real bad.
I do my laptop update.
So after that, we went to Path of Exile again because it was like maybe 1, 2.
No, we went to Rocket League.
We played Rocket League before Rampage Nights, though.
No, we didn't.
No, you didn't.
After.
We played.
You're right.
We played Rocket League in between Path of Exile and Rampage Nights.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, after Rampage Nights, we played Rocket League.
Again for the second time.
First time.
Second time.
It's first time.
100%. Yeah.
No, you were playing Rampage Nights at night.
Thank you.
It was later.
Yes.
Yeah. We played Path of Exile till 3, and then we played Rampage Nights.
No, we didn't.
You
Really?
started Rampage Nights later.
We started at like 9.
This is weird because I'm completely on Corey's side.
Look at Twitter when you tweeted the pictures.
I did tweet pictures, didn't I? I
Yeah,
thought Rampage Nights was the second thing we played.
It
No,
was.
Because
I swear to God it
you
was.
said take a defeated picture, and it was when we played Rocket League, and then I said we should have did the defeated picture after we played Rampage Nights.
Oh,
Because I was watching you play
Did
after.
we play Rocket League 3 times?
Twice. Because then we went back to Path of Exile.
no, you would have had to have played Rocket League 3 times then.
No, twice. We played it in between Rampage Nights and Path of Exile again,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
Rocket League again.
Well, I played Rocket League with you boys at some point.
Will's,
did, it was-
Will's right.
When did I play with you?
The first time.
in the afternoon.
It was like 4 or 5, because we had the Tito as well.
Oh,
We skipped Rocket League.
okay.
That's why I was really confused when we were talking about Rampage Nights.
Okay.
Dang.
My
It's all-
bad. Yeah, that's what happens when you play video games for 24 hours straight.
Yeah, right.
Well, anyway,
Go ahead.
we went. Do you want me to talk about our Rampage or Rocket League play?
Yeah. I mean,
I would
there's
say-
not too much to talk about with that.
I mean, we played Rocket League early. In the afternoon, we were, we dominated a lot. I was
Which, by the way, underrated
Yeah.
ability. Because Tito and I, when I played with Tito during my stream, he was trying to do that, and I can't do it for the life of me.
Yeah.
He couldn't do it either, and we were talking about how impressive it is that you're able to
'Cause
line those up.
Will would just blow up guys like
7 times in a match, he was
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah, I was doing it. I was getting like 7 a match, and there was this one. We played this one team that was like really, really good. And I kept demoing a few of the guys, and one guy in the chat said, "Jesus, why don't you get a little madder?" And I wasn't mad. I was
Not at all.
my point. Of,
He was
like,
playing his role,
Yeah,
physical.
but we
doing
played.
the dirty work.
Corey and I played with this one guy who kept saying how lucky he was and how he's a whiffer and all this stuff, but he turned out to be like the best Rocket League player I've ever seen. So he was sandbagging it.
He was putting in goals from everywhere.
Yeah. Some of the goals he was scoring were unbelievable.
Yeah.
And he's like, wow, I got really lucky. Like, shut up.
Bizzle.
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 That's a name that would be good at Rocket League.
Remember that.
Definitely.
We played against, he was on our team for like 5 matches, and then he was against us. So I was like, Corey, I'm just going to demolition him the whole time. And I spent the entire game destroying them. And we went to overtime, but he got
2-1.
Did he score the winning goal?
He did.
Bizzle.
Yeah.
Well, what happened was in that game, Will and I had a little strategy where he would just keep demolitioning him because he was literally scoring from anywhere.
Yeah.
Any weird deflection, anything, it just went in. And if I didn't know that people could be that good in Rocket League, I'd think for sure he was cheating.
Yeah.
So what I did is I just sat in net the whole game, and Will kept demolitioning him, and it worked out really well. It was only 2-1, which was really a low-score game when you're playing a game with Bizzle. And then in overtime, I let in a howler
Oh,
off of Bizzle.
the dreaded howler.
I felt awful. Crushing defeat. And
He was
then-
getting.
Go ahead, Will.
Well, he was saying I was playing under my friend's account, so he was saying, "Johnny, why do you hate me?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "I don't."
Because you're too good, Biz.
Yeah.
Corey told me not to say anything because I was gonna be like, "You're playing my game."
You're the checking line.
I was the third line in
You
hockey.
couldn't stop him. You could only hope to contain him.
Exactly.
And Will was trying to contain,
Yeah.
I did
as one
beautifully.
does.
I was doing beautiful at it.
But after that crushing loss, our teammate that was playing with us said, "Hey, Sparky," because my gamer tag is plain Sparky. He's like, "Why don't you cycle a little bit more and some of us can play net?" And I was like, he's like, "Yeah, everyone's like, yeah, that's the best way to play. Like, that's how you play Rocket League." And I'm like, I know, guys, but like Bizzle can literally score from anywhere. So for the next game, I went back to the old like cycle trick, and we lost like 7-2 or something like that.
See, you knew what you were.
Yeah.
And they typed that. That's why I didn't want to cycle.
Yep.
Because Bizzle
Yeah.
put up a 7
And
spot.
all of Bizzle's goals that game was on the guy who wanted to play goalie.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
And these were ranked matches, I assume?
Yes. Well, wait. No, it
No,
wasn't.
if you kept playing with him, it wasn't.
He played. Yeah, because he was doing. We were like, why is he playing? Like the lower tier players. He should be doing ranked.
Probably practicing aerials or something.
Yes.
Maybe so he was just having a bit of fun.
Maybe.
And the
You
thing.
got to see him when he's sober.
And the thing was, the first game we had him, I had like 780 points, but I was playing under like my friend's account, so like I was like I was like a semi-pro
Yeah.
or whatever. And he's like, "Oh, it seems like Johnny McDoodles is playing on a new account." And me and Corey are like, "No, I'm really not that good." But he was only like a pro, and he was unbelievably good.
Yeah.
So I think he was the one under a fake account or a second
Yeah.
account.
The
Must
dog's in
be.
the studio.
Yeah.
Could you hear that?
Did you see him?
Yeah, I saw him and heard his clicky clack down the stairs.
Pitter patter.
Clicky clack.
He's probably gonna get into something he shouldn't. Oh, he's saying hi to Eric.
But
buddy.
yeah, after that we played Path of Exile. Couldn't do it at that hour of the night.
Yeah, it's a little too slow.
It was slow and it was just clicking, and Corey and I didn't know where we were.
Yeah.
We were so confused and couldn't figure out what we had to do. So then we just rock. It's like,
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Compared to Diablo, which do you like better and why?
See, the thing is with Path of Exile, it's like Diablo 2, and Diablo 3 is a lot different than the other ones. So I like Path of Exile more than Diablo 2 right now because it looks a little bit better. I know it's sad to think that, but
I thought Path of Exile was okay. I thought it was like Diablo.
yeah, the thing was lacking definitely. What it didn't, I was fighting evil.
Yeah, I didn't.
It didn't have atmosphere.
I was just kind of clicking around.
Maybe I take back what I said. I think I like Diablo more. The more that I think about it.
Yeah, it didn't. You're right. It didn't set up like an atmosphere. I don't know.
Because like when I'm playing Diablo, I always felt like I was like I'm fighting Satan,
Yeah.
Yeah.
his guys, and this one I was just like, oh, here's like a bug.
Diablo's way more cinematic.
Yeah, it's just
atmosphere. Yeah, all that stuff.
Path of
Presentation.
Exile is like an unpolished Diablo.
I don't know about unpolished. It's just a lot simpler.
I thought it was unpolished. I don't know.
And
Some
I
parts
mean,
are rougher.
the best part about Path of Exile is it's free. You know, it's a
Well, yeah, I mean-
fantastic free alternative.
Exactly.
I mean, if the rumor of Diablo 2 being kind of remastered-ish to be on the Battle.net client, it's gonna probably look a little bit like Path of Exile now. Would be my guess.
Cool. I'll play it.
Yeah, definitely. But you know, like I really enjoyed Path of Exile. Me and Corey have to beat it because I think we're kind of close.
Close.
So
Of all those, I think Torchlight 2 is my favorite one
Torchlight 2 is really good.
of the Path of Exile.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, Eric. Remember Eric did the playthrough with us?
Yes, he did.
Oh no, Eric wasn't invited to that. I remember. Now it's all coming back to me.
You've refused to play it since.
Fine, now I'm never gonna play it.
No, we played it.
Did we?
Yeah, we played it at my guys' weekend in spring.
You're right.
Yeah,
we
that's
did.
right.
Yep.
We all played it together.
I'll never play it again from here.
That's the end of it.
Eric's really mad about everything.
I just want Torchlight 3. We got to be close to that, right?
Who knows?
Yeah, probably.
Torchlight 2 came out in like 2012 or something.
Yeah, it was a couple of years
Runic's
ago.
doing another game though, right now.
Oh, yeah.
Like hop. I'm not even gonna try to.
Yeah.
Starts with an
I
H.
heard about that.
H game.
Game H. But yeah, that was our Extra Life in a nutshell.
So you guys only played 3 games? Is that 4?
4.
4 games. Okay.
Well, Path of Exile, Rampage Knights, and Rocket League, and then we broke and played. We did play one Heroes of the Storm match.
Oh, you
I
did.
forgot that we and Corey played one game of Heroes. He couldn't handle it, and then he got yelled at.
Right off the bat. Right off the bat.
That wasn't right off the bat. Well,
Got trolled.
It
we
was
were like
within-
level 10 when one of the guys on my team is like, Nazebo, WTF. And I'm just like,
Oh, I was gonna ask who you played.
I'm done. I quit.
Zeeps.
Corey said
I wasn't even doing anything.
Corey said, "Zip it." It's my first game in months. He didn't say anything
He
after.
did not say a word after
That's
that.
good.
So
Fuck that guy, by the way.
yeah, so Corey went and played Hearthstone, and I had played Heroes with Johnny for a little
Okay.
bit.
Maybe like an hour or two.
Yeah,
Nice.
and then that's when we went back into Path of Exile.
I wanted to see you guys play some heroes.
Yeah,
But
one match.
It was gonna be.
It was
our-
at like 1 or 1:30 in the morning. It was kind of late. I
It
was
was-
still
yeah,
watching at that point.
We planned that to be like our game to get us through the night, but once Corey got yelled at, it kind of
I
was.
kind of wanted to see Corey rage a little bit, get a little upset. Would have been fun
I was too tired to
to even care. Yeah.
yeah, to like enjoy being angry at it. You know, it's just like I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
don't have this in me right now.
It wasn't that enjoyable angry. It was that real pissed off, tired frustration.
Yeah, it was just like I can't do this right now. I'm sorry.
It's pretty much how I feel all the time about it now.
But it was a good extra life. I ate a whole bag of pizza rolls.
So did I.
Nice.
Pizza roll brothers.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Eskimo brothers, except it's with pizza rolls.
Well, I almost ate the whole bag just for lunch, but I think I had like 6 left.
How were you able to hold out with those delightful crispy treats in front of you?
I started feeling a little sick when I was eating them, so I was like, all right, I'm just gonna take a break from these.
They're so greasy.
My fiance came home because she surprised me with a bag of pizza rolls because she knows how much I like them, and that's what I cooked them for lunch. Sat there with the plate in front of me and ate the whole thing.
Nice.
She comes home and she looks in the freezer and she goes, "Did you eat the whole bag?" And I go,
Well, yeah.
"Yeah, that's all I ate."
For the kids.
Yeah, I ate them for the kids. And she's like, "There's like 8 servings in there, right?"
yeah.
Yeah. I didn't look.
What's 8 servings? Like 2 pizza rolls each?
Yeah, right.
3? I don't know. How many are in a bag? Like
I
40?
don't know, but that plate dwindled down awful quick on me.
When you do the distracted eating too, you don't even realize you're
Oh.
eating all of them.
You just pop in one
Yeah,
after another.
yeah.
Because they're not filling. I could have eaten another bag.
Well, I ate the Aldi brand, which is Mama Cozy's, not Totino's.
How do they compare to Totino's?
I've eaten a lot of real bad pizza rolls, and
Okay.
they're second behind Totino's.
Oh, nice.
They're not
That's
bad. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Any other thoughts on your guys' extra life stream?
No, but thanks to everybody who like tuned in and chatted and donated.
Donated, yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Derek and Tito, and I'm forgetting who else. Michael, for donating to me. Very kind.
Really, really helps the time go by when people are hanging out and keeping you company.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, my God. It was key for
Yeah.
quite a while.
And Tito, thank you for Tito for playing Rocket League with me and Corey until the 6 a.m.
Yeah, that was fun.
Okay.
Had a little West Coast energy for our.
I drink too from our E3 correspondent.
Is he out?
Yeah.
Shit. I was like popping in. I was like, who the fuck is this? I can't remember.
All right, I'll do mine in just a second.
Do you want me to go?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay. So I started mine at 7 o'clock on the 10th. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. I had a schedule set out ahead of time. I thought that would help me. That way I wasn't putzing around trying to figure out what I was going to play.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I did that because it was nice. So I started at 7 with Will. We played some Halo SWAT.
I was in rough shape.
Yeah, Will was a hurting unit.
I was up playing Fallout until like 3, and then got up to play SWAT.
Yeah.
Told you I would.
Yeah, you did. I'm surprised you did.
Yeah, when I woke up and said, Eric, I'll be there in 5, I just laid there and went,
You didn't have to, but I did appreciate it.
See, I really wanted to play SWAT in the morning because you said it was a lot easier.
What'd you
Turns out
think?
it was.
Yeah, right? Like, it's so much easier. I don't understand.
I was going positive for the first, 6 matches, and then it just slowly declined.
I thought I played pretty well. I had a good time with it. I played from 7 to 9.
Mm-hmm.
And then Will left, and he was going to head over and bring me until dawn. So around 9 o'clock, because I had originally planned on taking a break to go pick up Fallout, but I was able to make it to the midnight release at Best Buy. Barely. I made it by 10 minutes.
Beautiful.
Funny story. Saw my cousin there who was piss drunk, demanding that the Best Buy employee give him his Fallout socks because they didn't have any left. And that was really funny for me. So I was able to get Fallout installed the previous night. So I switched over to Fallout at 9 o'clock and planned to play that until it got dark at 6, which I was able to do. So I played Fallout 4 from 9 o'clock to 6. We're going to talk. Did you want to talk Fallout now?
We can talk about it now.
Okay.
While we're on the topic.
All right. So we'll get into Fallout a little bit.
Yeah.
For my opinions, I thought that the opening was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Very
in
cool.
my opinion,
Very cool opening sequence.
a million times better than Fallout 3's opening.
Yeah.
Which I fucking hate.
I can see that.
Yeah.
A little too drawn out.
Paced so much better. It gets
Yeah.
you into the game faster. I really liked the art direction of the opening, especially. I think somebody in our feedback, I think it was Jake, mentioned it was kind of cool to see the world beforehand.
Yeah.
And then see what it looks like afterwards. So immediately, I really enjoyed that. The character creation, really cool and in depth.
One of the cooler character creation.
Oh yeah.
Just how it fits into the actual game too. I don't know.
It's kind of seamless. Yeah.
A little bit different in how you actually touch the part you want to change.
Yeah,
rather
it
than
was
having to guess what it means by brow.
Right.
You can just
Very
touch
neat.
the part.
I didn't spend too much time with that because I just kind of wanted to get into the game. I made sure he had facial hair like I do. But that was really all I was concerned about. Oh, and a similar hair. What my hair would look like if I had a lot of it.
Gotcha.
So made my character.
I know what that looks like.
Yeah, right. Got into it. I really enjoyed it at first. I was into it, liking it a lot more than Fallout 3, which I was happy about because if you've listened to us before, I'm not a fan of Fallout 3. Tried to play 5-6 times, couldn't get into it. So I was happy. I was really enjoying it. And then it started to kind of wear off on me a little bit. I was just kind of getting this is kind of shitty again. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I was watching because I had your stream on
In the background?
most of the day in the background, and I tuned in when you were I actually put my earbuds in to listen and stuff. And
In case I swore.
that and my wife likes to have a lot of noise on during the day, but I like silence.
Yeah.
I tuned in when you were getting kind of angry with it.
Yeah.
Frustrated.
Do you remember what? Oh, was that when I went to the factory?
Yeah, the Convega factory.
It wasn't even necessarily
factory.
that though, Dan. I just was getting kind of bored with it, and I was I don't even know what I'm doing. There wasn't any direction, which is okay, but I didn't feel like it was okay in this game for some reason. But thank God I turned around and I actually really do like it. I will say if the crafting part and building of towns and cleaning up towns wasn't in this game, I probably wouldn't like it nearly as much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
I
I've
can
spent a
see-
shit ton of time doing that.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Spent so much time gathering supplies for
Yeah.
crafting and for the weapons. Like I love the weapon customization thing in it.
See, I'm more into the building
Okay.
than the weapon customization because
Yeah.
the names of all the weapons and parts kind of frustrates me.
I gotcha.
It's a little overwhelming. I'm like, what the fuck does hardened mean?
Yeah.
Like what pipe? I don't know. It's a little bit much for me. But I love the building, even though it's a little janky, and I
Yeah.
could see why somebody would be so pissed. But it's got a little charm to it because of that.
Yeah.
Like for instance, I am next to the main house in Sanctuary. I cleared off the house to the right of that. If you're facing it, cleared it completely, clean slate, and I started building skyrise apartments. Is what I call them.
Uh-huh.
It's really only 2 levels, but on the top level, I put guard posts and turrets up. And I thought when I was making, I was like, this is pretty well made, straight, nothing wrong here. And then when I went down for the wide angle view, it's definitely not straight. It's crooked. It looks like it's going to fall over. But
Nice. Yeah.
it's got a little charm to
Yeah,
it.
It's Fallout.
cool.
It's a Fallout luxury apartment,
Exactly.
which is shitty unless you're in Fallout.
Right.
Exactly.
Now it's great. And I kind of like that about it.
Uh-huh.
But I'm really enjoying the game. I'm about 11 hours in. Haven't done too much story stuff. I've just been doing the Minuteman stuff, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think as far as the Minutemen went off, I left off where I don't even remember what happened. Doesn't matter. But yeah, I'm liking it. I'm looking forward to playing more of it.
Yeah. Yeah, same here. I'm absolutely in love with it. When I first started playing it, it was about 2:30 in the morning during my
Ugh.
during my extra life stream, and I couldn't figure anything out. Like I couldn't figure out how to craft. I couldn't figure out.
It's overwhelming.
Well, not just that, but I had been playing video
Right.
games for 20 hours straight. Starting to get a little, because usually like 2 or 2:30 is about as late as I'll go to bed.
Yeah.
So that's when I start to get tired normally. So I was like, I didn't really love it at first, but once I figured out how to do all that stuff and got my character build kind of going, I really started to like it. I will say the shooting mechanics are way better than Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas, but they had said that the shooting mechanics will be similar to Destiny, which they're not.
oh my
they're
god,
not-
it's not even
They're
remotely
not,
close.
they're not nearly that
Did they
good.
say that?
Yeah, they said that they modeled the shooting mechanics after Destiny.
Whoever said that should be fired.
It's not that. So if that's what you're expecting, sorry to let you down, but
I'm-
they are head and shoulders above, better than what they were in the older games.
Here's the thing: if you zoomed in to fire in Fallout
3?
3, you would miss 98% of the time.
Yeah.
Really?
Now, when you look to zoom in and shoot, you'll hit it 50% of the time. So
Well,
it's way better.
A little bit of that is figuring for your characters accuracy and
Yeah.
stuff.
Because if your arms get shot and they're broken, you will miss every shot.
yeah,
So.
and the weapons have different accuracies and stuff, so that's all factored into it. It's the RPG random number stuff too.
Yeah. You can actually instead of going into VATS, you can actually have combat.
Yeah, you can actually shoot stuff
Yeah.
without
I don't use
without
VATS
needing
that
to
much,
go into
honestly.
VATS. I do, because my character is kind of a stealth character. I'll use it if I have a bunch of enemies coming at me and I need to do pot shots at,
Yeah.
at
Yeah,
three
that's probably
three
about-
different enemies. But I don't use it nearly as much. Before you had to.
Yeah.
On PC you could play it a little bit as a shooter, but not really. And then on console, I couldn't play it as a shooter at all.
It's the VATS now isn't as useful because
Yeah.
now it's just everything is slowed down.
Yeah.
So they're still attacking you. So I've died in VATS a lot.
Yeah.
Because I've been trying to oh, I'm close to dying. I gotta use VATS to save
Yeah.
myself. And
But it doesn't freeze everything like it did
Yeah.
before. It just slows it down into slow motion,
And-
which is kind of cool. But like you said, you can still die that way if you're relying on it
yeah.
to save you from death.
it's just a balancing thing now, I guess.
Yeah.
Because before they put in VATS because they had to.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
so bad.
Yeah, because the shooting was really bad. I was actually telling our E3 correspondent that, and that's why they put in the VATS, was because of the bad shooting.
At least they knew.
Yeah, and they had a way around it.
Kind of
Yeah.
a cool system. I like the VATS.
Yeah.
It's useful too if you're chasing someone down and you just pull up the VATS and shoot them in the leg and
Yep.
that sort of stuff. But I put about 14 hours into it. I have done almost no story stuff. It's just been wandering the wasteland.
The Abyss.
I put on the radio. What do you think about the DJ on the radio?
I don't listen to the radio.
Oh my God.
He's-
Should I?
He's so bad,
He's
but
such
it's hilarious.
Yeah, he's a really bad radio DJ. There's like long breaks in between, when he says something, and he says all the time. But at the same time, it's like it's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Like you kind of want to hear what he has to say.
Because you'd listen to Three Dog and he was like really good
Yeah.
and kind of inspiring a little bit, and
Yep.
then like this guy is such an idiot,
Terrible.
but it's so funny.
Yeah, it's really good.
Because I've been like laughing
I don't know
at
if I can turn
him.
it on.
Yeah,
It's pretty bad.
yeah.
But that's like I think that's what they were going for.
Do you play with the radio on the entire time?
No, a lot of times if I'm just wandering around, I'll do it. I don't know if it attracts enemies or not because I'm a stealth character. I like to sneak up on people, and I haven't been able to tell if it alerts people when you're nearby. I know the light does.
Yeah,
The light on your Pip-Boy alerts people, but
Really?
I'm not sure if the radio does.
That's something I should look up.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm curious with that.
Yep. I haven't been able to figure that out yet. So that's my thoughts. I love it. I'm going to probably spend a ton of hours playing it.
Corey?
I quite like it. I think
I wanted him to hate it.
I win.
I there's nothing to hate. I mean, it's
Corey, have you seen Metacritic?
I could definitely see why somebody wouldn't like this game.
I did actually read a lot of the Metacritic comments, and I think some of them are right to a certain extent. And
The guy who said the game's unrealistic because dog meat doesn't die is an idiot.
well,
I mean,
you'll get those, but you don't take those seriously. I mean, there are some pretty well written Metacritic user reviews, believe it or not. Most of them aren't, but some of them are.
See, that's the thing, because I
Sift
believe
through the shit.
believe there are like real good criticisms for the game, but they get drowned out by the idiots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Welcome to the internet.
I just I've stopped reading like art comments on articles because everybody's so complaining. It's annoying.
A lot of people complain about the graphics, which I mean they're not fantastic.
Yeah,
it doesn't look like Metal Gear Solid
Or The Witcher.
But it's okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're expecting,
Well, I mean, you can pick everything up and do stuff with it.
That's just it. It's a different thing because everything is manipulative or manipulation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can manipulate everything in the game. Move stuff around in your towns, all the stuff you can move around and twist, and it's a completely different thing.
Different animal.
Yeah.
I don't know, because Skyrim is so loved. Like this is just like it's Fallout, and it has the same problems as like a Skyrim, but yet this game is being hounded way harder than Skyrim.
Well, I
Yeah.
think
I don't get
it's
that.
As somebody who's played Skyrim and this now, I feel like this has more jank to it. Myself, I think.
I mean, because it has the same main story issues. I haven't played the main story, but everybody says the main story sucks. Like, how could they put a story?
Well, I
like
mean,
that
just
in?
it
But
feels jankier.
I don't think people were complaining as much about the story, at least from what I read anyway. I think they were complaining about the way you influence the story, or don't.
Yeah.
I read a lot of complaints about how, like, the dialogue tree is just worthless, and, it pretty much just boils down to yes or no. Whereas in Fallout 3, you're making a lot more meaningful decisions with some gray areas. And so far from what I've played, like that's sort of been my experience with the game. Is it feels very, very familiar. It feels like an extension of the Fallouts, other than the workshop stuff, which I love. Unfortunately, though, that part of it, I guess there's not a real big payoff to it. You get what you want, like enjoyment out of doing it, and I think it is fun and it is really clever, and I think it could go in some awesome directions. But as far as influencing the game itself, it doesn't really. I mean, you could do some support stuff, but it's like, to what end do you do all that stuff? But back to my point, like it being very familiar, I think is the best way to describe it for me. And so far, I kind of feel like it's a little uninspired.
really,
I do. Yeah, I haven't. I mean, think about when you get out of the vault in Fallout 3. Like the first thing you come across is a nuclear bomb with a cult and a town built around it, and the cult worships this nuclear bomb. And then shortly after that, you're standing at the top of Tenpenny Tower, exploding it if you want. There hasn't been that level of stuff in Fallout 4 that I've seen anyway. I've only played 7 hours. I have. These are first impressions. These aren't my official comments on the game. But yeah, and like all the hacking terminal stuff, like that's all the same. The lockpicking, that's all the same. I don't feel like the perks really add anything.
I have a little bit of an issue with the perks. I want to save that a little bit though.
I go back to like the comparison of Skyrim to like Oblivion, and I really feel like if Skyrim didn't take place where it took place, like imagine Skyrim taking place in the same place that Oblivion was. I don't think people would have liked Skyrim as much because that setting just gave it such a fresh feel, and when you're in a wasteland, it's kind of close to Fallout 3. And for me, that's not a bad thing. That's what I mean by, like, it feels very familiar. I love Fallout. I'm happy, you know, hunting around, picking up junk everywhere, listening to the old music on the radio. I love that. That's fun for me. But I could see why people would criticize the game.
So, but the thing is you are in a wasteland, and it's going to be a wasteland in every location, so it's kind of hard to vary that to...
I get that.
These people.
I get that, but the thing is I just hope the game goes somewhere.
Yeah.
You know? Like I don't know what's in the game. I hope we go to the moon or something. I don't know, but like that would be really cool.
Cuz I know my friends who have been playing through the main story says it does have some really high points to it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know cuz I haven't done it.
I mean, that's kind of the situation where you have to trust the professional reviewers, you know?
I've seen such mixed reviews from people.
I've only seen one medium review from
Well,
Destructoid.
no, I mean, aside from
score,
the official scores, like podcasts I've listened to, people I follow on Twitter and stuff who work at those places but didn't write the actual reviews, very mixed.
Okay.
And I could see definitely their complaints. And I don't think this is a game for everybody by any stretch. Do you think some of the, like, negativity is like a younger crowd who kind of had Fallout built up for them but hadn't really played the other ones?
That could very well be.
And then they got into Fallout 4 expecting this amazing thing that wasn't janky and was polished and looked beautiful.
Yeah.
And they got it and like, what am I supposed to do with this? Like, this isn't at all what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Do you think that could be part of it?
Could be.
Yeah. I don't know. I've always thought Fallout was janky, even 3 New Vegas. So, like, I've come to, I don't know, accept that.
That's a whole other issue. Like, is that something that should be accepted?
I haven't had too much problems with any jank. I really haven't.
But doesn't it just feel janky?
Not really.
It does to me.
There's some things that are a little janky. I haven't had too many issues. The main thing I have is frame rate issues here and there. But that's because I'm on console.
Right. I was going to say, Dan and I aren't probably having as many technical issues because we're on PC.
Yeah.
I had one time where I was at the top of a tower, like super high up, and I aimed my gun at somebody, and I just fell off the tower for no reason and died. Thank fuck I had quick saved.
Yeah.
Because if I hadn't, I would have been livid.
Yeah.
Because it took me forever to get there, and it was a bitch.
I've had a couple times when I've died and lost like 20 minutes worth of progress. Which is frustrating.
I found the listening to the Giant Bomb, the PC guy, talking about Fallout 4 and bugs and why it has bugs, pretty interesting.
The only thing that I ran into,
the developer,
that's had any jank was when I'm trying to load up dog meat with stuff. Like he'll be walking around and I'll try to call him and he won't stop. He'll keep like kind of walking out of my thing. Yeah.
Especially after playing Metal Gear where the horses comes to you.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of a pain, but that's really the only like janky stuff I've come across so far.
Yeah.
As I said, I've done a lot of exploring and then a lot of the workshop stuff, but I haven't done much other than that.
I have so many questions about the game.
I think we should stop here.
I think we should say, yeah.
We're doing our episode next week.
Episode next week on Fallout 4. We'll get into everything about it.
Sturgis is a prick.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is.
Meathead.
Telling me what to do.
I hear ya.
I had all his shit done before he even asked me to do it.
Really?
Dan was watching.
I was watching.
On the stream. I had everything built, and I just went through all of his demands, one after another.
Wow.
I go, Sturgis, I'm at least 3 steps ahead of you.
You should just kick him out of your settlement.
Put a gun to his face and told him to get out of my house.
Good.
Prick.
All right, Eric. Go ahead. Continue.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Snack out of it. Then I stuck to my schedule and switched over to Until Dawn.
God, I want to know so much of your thoughts on this game.
So yeah, my plan was to play it to its entirety, which I did and beat.
Hey, well done.
Hey, congrats.
Thank you. It took me about 7 hours, I think.
Okay.
Maybe just under that, around 7.5. I don't know. Until Dawn was really good.
You like it?
Oh yeah, it was
Good.
great.
I'm glad.
The only thing I don't like is and I can't talk too much about it, I guess, because it's kind of spoilery. It's very spoilery. I don't like the
ending?
direction that it takes.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know what I'm talking
It was
about?
billed as a slasher and
Yeah.
game, and then it kind of
Takes a left turn on you,
Yeah.
and I don't love that.
I can see. I definitely see that as a big criticism for
Yeah.
the game.
But as far as like the gameplay and the story and the characters and all that stuff, I thought it was really good. A couple of the characters talk about sex too much, and I thought that was kind of stupid.
Like in the beginning.
No, the entire game until they died for me.
Uh-oh.
But
Did you like Emily?
no,
Okay, good.
She was my least favorite.
Same here.
I don't know how much I can really talk about.
It's hard because
How long
But
was it?
you can make your own choices. 7-ish hours.
Maybe I'll beat it Saturday night.
Yeah,
There you go.
there you go.
please do.
But I had at least a dozen, maybe 2 dozen good jump scares.
Yeah.
It was, I don't know, it was really good. It was pretty much what I thought it was going to be, aside from where the story turned.
Yeah.
But I really, really enjoyed that game, and it's definitely one everybody with a PS4 should play.
Yeah, I want to play Will's.
who
hopefully
lived?
before the end of the year?
For me,
Yeah.
Sam,
Good.
she was the only one I really cared that lived. Sam, Matt, and Chris lived.
Really?
That was it.
Wow.
I thought Chris had died.
Yeah.
Did I ruin it for you guys, by the way? Did you see?
I had no idea what you're talking about. So
All right,
I
forget
saw
I even
I saw the
mentioned that.
text message, but it like if I don't know what you're talking about, it doesn't.
It all happened at like the perfect time where Will asked me if the character had been revealed, and I said no, and then it immediately happened, and I was like, "Shit! I have to tell Will it happened."
You said who you thought it was, and then immediately like, oh my god, it was. And then
I
you
meant somebody else from who I said.
Okay.
I didn't mean who it actually is, but I thought it was somebody else.
Okay.
But yeah, I like all the characters are pretty cool. Like it's freaky for sure. I kind of got numb to the freakiness by the end of it,
Yes.
especially with the turn it took. If it hadn't taken that turn, it would have been a little more freaky for me.
Yeah, towards the end, I was just like, I want to get out of this alive, and I stopped being less scared and more like bold. Like I'm
Yeah.
gonna save everybody.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the like breaks where you talk to the psychiatrist guy.
Yeah, that was
The
cool.
creepy ass doctor.
Hmm.
That was interesting. I like the kind of personality tests. I've always been into that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I hope like if they do more of these games that they do a little more of that. That was kind of fun. And doesn't it like build the game around what you answer?
Yes.
That sort of stuff is in like the Talos principle too.
Like if you say like,
Well, I was gonna ask, like, do you remember what you picked for things you were scared of?
yeah, if you said like clowns or something you're scared of, like the mask is based off a clown a little bit more. And then if you say you're afraid of spiders, there's like jump scares with spiders that get like
Okay.
thrown in there. It's stuff like that.
I picked snakes because I am terrified of snakes. And the only snake that showed up was on his desk.
Really?
That was it. I expected to like open a cabinet and I have a snake fucking jump at me and I shit myself.
Well, wasn't it in a really cold spot?
Okay.
Yeah, it was in Alberta.
There probably wouldn't be any snakes around.
Well, then they shouldn't have included that.
Yeah. No, you're right.
So I don't know.
Silly game.
Yeah, I picked that. I picked the Supernatural
Yep.
and Heights and Crows, but I only picked Crows because the other options weren't scary to me at all. Crows weren't really either, but it
You're
was the
just
scary of the options, I guess.
Yeah.
But I really like that.
Good.
I look forward to. I am hoping that they make some more games like that. They could just keep making like B horror movie kind of games, and I think they just keep being good. You know, just
Yeah,
switch up some stuff.
I'd be into it.
Oh yeah, I don't think they should do like Until Dawn 2.
Right.
They'd have to get a little more creative with it, but I
Yeah.
think there's definitely something there. And that fucking on-rails shooter for the VR
Ugh.
is not the answer to that question,
Yeah.
by the way.
No.
But yeah, Until Dawn was great. It's a really good PS4 exclusive. Really good exclusive for them. I've heard other podcasts talk about this. Like, I don't know why they didn't build that up more. There was almost no advertisement for it, and they were all over the order, but they didn't talk about Until Dawn. And like, they had to have played these games before and seen like this game's better.
Yeah.
We should build this one up.
The rumor I heard, I don't remember where I heard it, but Until Dawn they didn't think was going to be liked that much.
I wonder why,
So-
especially with like it's kind of heavy rainish.
It's different. I mean, that's enough to attract attention from some people.
I've
you know?
never heard anybody say they didn't like it.
Yeah, everybody
Never.
everybody I know loves this game. I'm one of them. I love it.
You should definitely do it in one sitting, at most 2 sittings.
I agree with that, yeah. Corey, please play and beat it Saturday, and then I can let Dan play it.
I may. We'll
I meant
see.
to bring it back to you tonight.
That's
Forgot.
fine. I'll see you.
Yeah.
You can give it to me on Saturday when we go.
Oh yeah, perfect. But yeah, really good. Highly recommend you play it if you have a PS4.
I have a lot of questions. I want to talk to you about them later.
All right.
Yeah, I only tuned in for like 10 minutes. I didn't want to see anything and have it spoiled. So
Right,
that was
no,
the only
fair
time.
enough.
That was the only part of your stream I didn't have up.
Fair enough. And then after that, it was just Rocket League because I played Until Dawn until about 1,
Yeah.
I believe it was.
Jeez.
Yeah. Then I switched over to Rocket League. Tito joined me as well as Derek in Chicago jumped in with us, and we played Rocket League. I finished out from 1 to 6 with Rocket League. We did not fare well. We got our asses kicked frequently. It was frustrating. People were just getting it in the corner on us, and we just could not clear it.
Yeah.
I mean, we played this one team. They were so good at keeping the ball in the corner and just pounding on us, and we just couldn't do anything about it. So that was frustrating, but we did get to try out the mutators, which I suppose Corey and I should talk about now.
Sure.
So Rocket League got a free update with mutators, which is basically things that change the game. So there's low gravity, turbo boost, where it will refill over time for you quickly. There's big ball, heavy ball, light ball, small ball, cube ball, where it's shaped like a cube. Did I miss anything? Did I say low gravity?
Yes.
I think yes.
Yeah.
Low gravity.
I'm surprised they didn't do 2 balls.
That would have been interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe in the future.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they all add kind of different wrinkles, and it's all random, and there can be 1 mutator, or there can be 4 or 5 mutators.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's all random. Like Corey and I played one that had large ball, low gravity, turbo refill, and light ball. So it's like a big beach ball. It kind of floats around, and you can basically fly with the low gravity and turbo refill.
That's awesome.
It is. It's really fun, but it's super hard to
Yeah.
score.
Well, it's probably. I mean, it's a completely different feel.
It is. Plus, the
Then-
ball is so big, like, and moves so slow
Right.
that you have to get kind of lucky to
Okay.
score. But that was really fun. My favorite one is small ball because that thing just flies around like a pinball, and it feels so good. I had one where, like, if the ball's in the air and it's coming down and you just line it up perfect and just fucking nail it into the net, it feels like what I imagine it would be like in soccer.
Yeah.
Because it's so hard to make a good connection with a soccer ball.
Yeah.
When somebody does it on a volley and just fucking rips one from, 30, 40 yards out and it goes into the top corner, it's amazing to see. And that's how it feels to me playing with the small ball, because it just flies.
Yeah.
It zips. And I almost hit one when I was playing with Corey tonight, but it was a little off to the left. But that's such a good feeling. That's my favorite one. Oh, Time Warp. I forgot about Time Warp. Time Warp makes it so before you hit the ball and shortly after, there's the time like slows into slow motion a little bit. I didn't like that one. It to me feels like internet lag.
Oh, it's disorienting.
Yeah, it's very disorienting.
I gotcha.
I know Tito was a big fan of it. He said it kind of helps him with the slow motion feel of it. It kind of helps him angle his shots because it
Yeah.
gives you that extra second.
Yeah.
He also liked it because what it would do is if somebody fucks up, it's in slow motion almost, so it's kind of funny to see them fuck up.
Yeah. Nice.
Which I whiffed almost immediately after he said that, so that was kind of funny. But yeah, I mean, Rocket League keeps getting better, man, and it's only going to get better next month when they add the ice hockey to it.
Yeah.
Dear Lord.
I'm excited for that.
What do you think of the mutators, Corey?
I'm a fan. It adds a nice extra element to the game for sure. And I liked the small ball one where that ball was just flying all over the place, like
Hanging
a ball.
around.
Yeah, that was crazy. And the big ball was a lot of fun. I agree with you though on the time warp.
Yeah.
Wasn't a big fan of that. It disoriented me more than it helped, you know?
I didn't think it added any fun to the game.
Yeah. I would probably take it in a different direction because I do like the idea of time slowing down, but I probably wouldn't do it how they do it because I didn't see the benefit that Tito saw. But
I didn't either.
That's just me. I also only scored 1 goal in our 6 games today, so what do I know?
Fair enough. I had one really good game. I had 3 goals, 3 assists,
Wow.
980 score. That was a good one.
Nice.
One of the better games I had played. But Corey brought up a good point. When you have the low gravity, it's a good way to practice your aerials
Yeah.
and like timing them because you just can you can literally fly up to the ceiling.
Yeah.
And it's really fun. Yeah, that's it. Well, I did want to talk about my last hour.
Uh-huh.
I was pretty good the entire time until I hit 5 or 6 o'clock. 6 to 7 felt like a fucking eternity to me, and I was like 3/4 asleep through the whole thing. Will,
I noticed when I said, Eric, how are you feeling? And you just didn't.
I didn't. This is the first time hearing that.
Yeah, I was. I was gonna send it in the kick message, but I was like, I'll just let him go. There were multiple times where you were like driving up the wall, and you were clearly like zoning out and like falling asleep a little bit, and then like you'd hit the ceiling and then you'd fall, then you'd come to and you'd like be able to flip your car or whatever and keep going.
A number of times I woke up to my car being on the wall or the ceiling.
Yeah, you drove like we're in the goal, like driving up like
driving out the back of the goal.
Yeah. I saw you at one point stop a shot on the enemy goal, like your team scoring, you stopping it.
And I went down and took a shot on my goal. No idea. I saved a goal that we were going to score, went to the other end, and I was like, fuck, this ain't bad for somebody who's asleep. Ripped one on my net, and my teammate put up, you know how it says, like, it blurs out fuck or whatever. Blurred it out, and I was like, what, dude, that was pretty damn good. And then I see the color of the net is my own net. I'm like, oh, shit. But, yeah.
They probably wondered what the hell was going on.
Oh, my God. I had people in my chat at this point, 6 or 7 people watching me. I'm thinking to myself, why are these people watching me? They kept telling me to turn ball cam on, and I'm like, I'm fucking half asleep.
Yeah.
So I go, do you see me driving up the wall, like, aimlessly? He's like, well, yeah. I go, what are you thinking?
You're not going to get the best Rocket League play from me right now.
Why are you watching me? Like,
no better option. Maybe we need to start 6 to 7 a.m. stream every day.
Because they weren't, like, making fun of me. At least they could have been like, look at this fucking guy. He's asleep. Like, making fun of me. That would have been good.
Yeah.
But they were just watching me and telling me to turn ball cam on. And I'm like, I don't fucking like ball cam.
I don't either.
I'm all right at the game without it. Like, leave me alone.
I said we should put up a no backseat gaming thing on our... Because that bugs me,
it's
too.
It's all people tell me in Rocket League. I'm just like, all right, dude. I'll play how I like to play. You can fucking do what you need to do.
Yeah. That's annoying.
But that's it for me.
All right. I started Monday morning, 6 o'clock, bright and early. I started off with Wii U, so I played Mario Kart online for the first 4 hours. I had music going too. I put on the World War II playlist.
Boy, Dan, did that just hit the spot in the morning too? Because I was cooking and I had Dan on in the background, and that music just was so good.
Yeah, it was good. I got a ton of compliments on the music. There was one asswipe sometime in the morning who complained about the music, and he told me to
put hip hop on,
hip hop or SO. And I thought SO was a type of music, so I asked him. I was like, "What's SO?" But I figured out later. I think he meant shut off. But I told him I wasn't going to do that, and I think he just.
Dan
left.
goes, "There's no way in hell I'm putting hip hop on."
Yeah. And then I think I was like, even if I did put hip hop on, it would be hip hop that I like, which you're probably 14 and had never heard of.
Yeah, definitely.
So. I got a lot of compliments on the World War II playlist. So I played Mario Kart 8 until I guess it would have been about 10 o'clock. I did not play that well the entire time. I was kind of struggling, but it had been probably since spring since I had played a significant amount of Mario Kart online. But I think I ended up winning a few races.
Yeah.
And then I switched over to Splatoon, which I also haven't played in a while, but I fared a lot better in Splatoon.
I love that weapon you were using.
The paint bucket.
That was awesome.
Yeah. It's only because I can never get used to any of the guns.
I can't
I'm
either.
Terrible with the guns. I used rollers up until I started using the paint bucket. I really, really like the paint bucket and the way my build is.
I had a question about the paint bucket.
What's up?
Because it looks like the paint bucket kind of drags through the ink.
Yeah.
Does it refill it at all?
I don't think so.
It should.
It should. You're right. Because as you're flinging it, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if it's just a slight boost or something. You know, I think it looks like it, so I think it should.
Yeah. I think there's a couple different paint buckets now. Okay. That's the original one.
The OG bucket.
OG, yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I played that for 4 hours too. I think I wanted to do about 8 hours of the Wii U, to kick off my first 8 hours of the stream. Mom was not kind enough to come and watch the kids upstairs for me, which was a big help. But she also brought me lunch.
Really?
Ooh.
Yeah, she brought Burger King. So she brought me a couple Junior Whoppers, some fries, and I think it was like an iced mocha or something from Burger King.
Look at that service.
It was fantastic.
I forgot to mention the fiance brought me a pizza.
Oh, nice.
Which she did last year too. It's kind of a tradition now.
Nice.
Nice having food delivered.
Oh, absolutely.
In addition to the pizza rolls.
Yeah, she got me pizza and a bag of pizza rolls, and I ate all of it.
That's amazing.
It's my kind of day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had the crock pot down here with pork barbecue.
Which, when you said that in your stream, I was like, God, Dan's a fucking genius. He's got a crock pot with pork barbecue down there. He's listening to World War II music. He's got it figured out.
Yeah.
This is how you do Extra Life.
I should say too, this is probably the easiest I've ever had it.
Yeah.
This is a computer chair I've sat in the past 2 years when I've done it, and it's brutally uncomfortable after about 2 hours. In my new good computer chair, I didn't start getting uncomfortable until about 4 a.m.
Oh, almost done.
Yeah, I was almost done. My left leg started to get like cramped. I don't even know if that was from the chair. It just started to get cramped. But
started to clot up on you.
What did I play after? Did I?
Hyrule Warriors.
I played Hyrule Warriors for like an hour or maybe 2 hours.
I watched most of that because I sat in the stall at Broom with you going.
Yeah.
Your music and you talking and me asking you questions. So people going into the bathroom at Broom got serenaded to a little thumbstick athletes.
Nice.
For an hour?
Like an hour.
You sat in the fucking bathroom stall for an hour?
Yeah.
Pooping.
I had to poop, so I just kind of...
For an hour?
Well, once I finished, I just sort of sat.
Just let it marinate?
Let it crust to your bum cheeks.
You had any dangly bits?
Well, I mean, I cleaned up.
Nice.
Do you have baby wipes?
No. But I didn't. I just sat there for the rest for another hour until my next class.
God, that's a low point.
I was at a low point.
I don't know. I do that at work every day.
Well, it was either me.
Well, you're getting paid at that point.
It's true.
I mean, I didn't know where else I was gonna sit.
Will was paying
Ugh.
to sit on the turlet for an hour and watch the thumbstick athletes streaming.
It would have been no different if I was home.
Well, fair enough.
So
I don't know. I just figured there had to be somewhere else to go.
to watch thumbstick athletes.
Yeah, other than the John.
Yeah, like the lounge.
Yeah, I don't know, the cafe.
As I said, I went to the bathroom, finished,
Just kind of hung out there
and then I just hung out.
That's great.
in the banyo.
I was in the building where my next class was.
That is great. Okay, well that makes
Yeah.
sense then.
So
Didn't want to travel.
no, didn't
Anyway.
want to move.
Moving on from the poop.
Yeah, I played that for an hour or two. I don't remember exactly. But then I switched over to Middle Earth, Shadow of Mordor, which I wanted to finish and did.
Yay.
I didn't have that much left. Maybe 3 hours I had left to play on that until to beating it. It was easy. A lot easier than I remember it being before. But
I had a bitch of a time with that game.
Yeah. I mean, part of it was I had still kind of retained a lot of my skill from the last time I played it. So I only had like one or two tough times. Corey saw I was tracking down someone, and I went to, do the strike from below him. You stab him in the chest, and he picked me up and he dropped me like off the cliff into the water. I was like, what? Because there was a thing right below me that I should have fallen on, but I don't know. I just fell off the cliff and died.
Dan, I asked you during the stream, and I can't remember what you said. Do they have any good DLC for this game?
Yeah, apparently there's the Bright Lord is good because you play as Celebrimbor.
Oh, cool.
Back in the Second Age. So I'm gonna play through all that at some point. I don't know when I'm gonna get to it now because of Fallout, but
Yeah, I'd be interested to go back and
play mine.
yeah.
So Yeah, that was fun. So I played that, and then I think I played XCOM.
Yes.
You did play XCOM.
I don't know why. Just I wanted to play XCOM. So I played XCOM for a little bit. Did not have much luck playing XCOM. I definitely got out of practice with that game. I had a bunch of squad mates die and stuff, and then luckily Chris,
game.
our cousin Chris, texted me and wanted to play some Rocket League. So I happily obliged. We played Rocket League for maybe an hour, and then I texted Will. I was like, "Hey, Will, want to play some Rocket League?" So the match before Will got on, me and Chris lost 9-1. I think it was. It was
amazing.
one of those games that every shot the other team took went in the net.
Oh, you were playing Bizzle.
No, we weren't playing Bizzle.
Deflating.
Bizzle.
I 9-1. I scored. I think it was 3 or 4 seconds left to break the shutout. So
You didn't give him the satisfaction.
exactly, I didn't give him the satisfaction. But once Will got on, we cleaned house.
Yeah.
We played probably 6 or 7 games and won every single one.
Only-
Most of them by quite a bit.
Yeah, only one of them was close.
Yeah, it was like 3-2 or something. Did we have one to go into overtime? Maybe?
Yeah, we did. It was the last one.
Okay. Yeah, but that game's so fun.
It really
Like
is.
I said, I probably won't play it by myself, but I love playing with friends. It's such a fun game to play with your
Now
buds.
I've got it on PC
Exactly.
as well.
And now we
I
can
saw
play.
these two assholes playing. I was like, I gotta get it on this.
I'm thinking I'm going to buy it, too.
We were talking about this before you got here.
$15 on Green Man Gaming.
How? Where?
Green Man
Green Man
Gaming.
Gaming.
What code do I have to enter?
It's a VIP deal. I don't know if you're in the
Yeah.
the VIP or just if you join the or sign up for an account or whatever.
Mailing
but-
list or
Will's
something.
mean-
not a VIP. Let's be fair.
well,
here.
if you want, you could just give me the money and I'll buy it for you and send you the code
Okay.
if you want it.
That's probably what's going to end up happening.
Yeah, there's no reason. It's only $15.
Yeah, that's too good of a deal.
We should
Especially
get some chaos going.
especially
Yeah.
since it seems like we've been playing this together online.
Yeah,
I'm always down for some Rocket League
it's
at
so
any
fun.
time.
It's so fun.
It's going to happen.
May I jump in here and
Yeah,
file
of
a
course.
complaint
Yeah, go ahead.
while we're talking about Rocket League? So
Excuse
Steam does this thing called family sharing.
Okay. Yep.
And if you're unfamiliar with family sharing, the way it works is you authorize up to 4 other people, or you get access to 4 other people's Steam libraries, and they have to authorize you. That you have to log in on each other's computers and send each other codes, and it's kind of a process to set it up. But once you set it up, you can essentially use each other's libraries, so long as the other person isn't using it. And currently, or as of when I was trying to do this, 3 of my 5 friends, whatever, family sharing,
That's 5.
5 family sharing friends had Rocket League, and Dan and my cousin Chris were playing. So I was going to join them, thinking I could use Eric's, because he wasn't using his library currently. However, there's this weird little thing that Steam has, and it gives the game priority to the first person on your list. And it just so happened that Chris was the first person on my list. So only his Rocket League will show up for me. Because he's the first person on my list and the first person with that game, it shows up under his list. So I couldn't play it because he was currently using his library, even though Eric also owned it but was not using his library. That's BS.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not something that I've seen addressed. I've done a lot of Google searches and stuff, and people talk about it in message boards and forums and stuff like that. That whole priority thing. And somebody actually created a tool that, like a third-party tool that readjusts your list the way your family share people are listed. But I didn't necessarily want to download something that accessed my Steam account.
Yeah. That's dangerous.
Yeah. So I didn't try it. I can't confirm whether that works or not. But it's a smart idea, and I can't believe it's not something Steam has addressed, because people have been complaining about it since they introduced family sharing in 2013.
Yeah. It'll be another 3 or 4 years before they get on that.
It's really silly. And same with Fallout. I wanted to play Fallout, and I was using Will's game, and then Dan activated his on Steam, and he's ahead of Will on my list. So if he's playing the game, I can't, even though Will has a unused library.
That's stupid. That makes no sense.
So I had Dan just deactivate my access to his library while I play Fallout, and then we'll just reactivate it, I guess. I don't know.
So you're playing someone else's Rocket League then, no doubt, right?
Depends today.
Chris.
Well, Chris is now, yeah, because he's the first on my list.
Okay. And Chris has been playing a lot of Rocket League too. So
Yeah. So I'm thinking might just have to buy mine. Actually, I could deauthorize him. He doesn't have very many games.
no, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
Find someone who does.
Should just put me at the top because I will mostly play PS4.
That's true. Should start do Eric, Will.
Is there a way you can manually reorganize the people?
I believe you just have to deauthorize. You have to have everybody deauthorize you and then reauthorize in the order you want them.
Okay.
Ugh,
Which it would be different for different games too. So
Yeah.
seems like a pain in the nuts.
Yep. Sure is.
okay.
I can't believe it's not something they've addressed. And I don't see I try to see it from their side, why would they do that? And I cannot come up with a good reason for why that's the case.
Yeah.
Can
To
you
be a
guys what?
To be a pain.
No, it seems like a bug.
Yeah, it really does.
They just haven't fixed it.
I can't think of any reason why Valve would say, "Oh, we're gonna have this one caveat for what reason?" I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Rocket League. By the way, Chris plays with keyboard and mouse.
Does he?
He does because he doesn't have
What a crazy motherfucker.
he doesn't have a controller to play with. That's why.
He needs to remedy that.
But he says he doesn't think even if he had a controller because he's used to it at this point. So
Doesn't anybody have an old PS3 controller you can give him?
No. I got rid of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Does a Wii U mote work?
you have to buy an adapter. But yes,
Are you serious?
yeah,
I've got a bunch of 360 controllers. I'd give him one, but you need the adapter.
right.
It's only $25.
That's not bad.
The 360 ones are cheaper. They're
Oh yeah, I think I got mine for
The
12 or
Xbox One
13.
one.
yeah,
It just
I think it was $11.99 or something.
ow. So yeah, that was Rocket League. I think after Rocket League, I went back to playing XCOM for a little while and was doing terrible. What did I play after that?
Mario Kart.
Did I go back to Mario Kart?
Yeah, when I was watching because you were waiting for Fallout.
Okay, yeah. What happened with Fallout? Because I had pre-ordered it from Green Man Gaming, but one of my friends traded me their, my friend Tim traded me their Pip-Boy edition because they wanted me to have their Pip-Boy edition. He wanted me to have his Pip-Boy edition.
What a guy.
Which
I want to see that.
well, I'll bring it down next week. I didn't want to have the Pip-Boy edition down here during,
You're right.
Extra Life
You're right.
episode. But yeah, so I gave him my my Fallout 4 that I pre-ordered from Green Man Gaming. So I didn't have it preloaded. So starting at midnight, I downloaded it. I downloaded his copy of it to play. And I didn't want to play anything online, so I did Mario Kart 200cc,
Which looks hard. Very hard.
which is really hard. And I just played that pretty much the same circuit the entire time.
You had a lot of
for the-
difficulty with Rainbow Road.
Rainbow Road was the one that kept getting me. I would be in first on the 3 previous tracks, and then I get to Rainbow Road and finish 8th.
Yeah.
But I played that while Fallout was downloading because, as I said, I didn't want to play anything that was online. I would have rather play Mario Kart online, but I needed all the internet connection I could get because I was downloading Fallout, which was 26 gigabytes, and streaming at the same time. So as Fallout was finishing up downloading, I had catastrophic internet failure.
I noticed you
At
were
about 2 o'clock in the
streaming.
morning.
Yeah.
Oh,
It just shut down all my internet. I couldn't connect
fucking Time Warner.
on any browsers. Just everything, nothing worked. So I was like, crap. So I went up and went to the bathroom and came back down. And after about 10 minutes, everything came back on. I don't know what the problem was, but I couldn't do anything on the internet for about 20 minutes probably.
Because before I went to bed, I wanted to see how you were doing, and
Yeah.
you weren't on. I
Yep.
was like,
They were rebooting the mainframe.
yeah, Dan quit.
I mean, I think at this point I've already used 250 gigabytes of cap space or of internet bandwidth, so which is more than even usual. I think
Not even halfway through the month.
right. I'm glad we don't have caps because I would be way over it.
Dear Lord.
Yeah.
It's I don't think Time Warner does caps at all, do they?
No.
They tried it in a few different markets and people hated it so much that
Yeah.
they didn't keep it.
Does Comcast?
Yes.
Comcast does have caps, yeah.
Don't call it a cap.
That's the internet provider where I'm moving.
Oh no.
Yeah. Hopefully they.
I'm gonna start a fucking riot down there.
Yeah.
This is bullshit.
And the thing is, too, is everything's getting to be more, downloading games.
60 gigs a pop.
Yeah, exactly. Everything's getting to be use more data, and they're not upping the caps ever. So
They're getting their money while they can. Because something's going to give.
God, the internet.
It's got to.
Awful.
Google Fiber is gonna hopefully ramp up their installations. I would sell a kidney for Google Fiber.
Oh my god, yes.
But
The
anyway,
ultimate goal in life
No, I would.
is living where that is.
is where Google Fiber is. Yeah, definitely. Really, Gim? He's right over there. So if you're wondering why his barking sounds so loud. So yeah, I finally got my stream back up and running, and I played Fallout 4 for the rest of the time. I really kind of struggled.
You want me to handle it, Dan, while you finish?
I'm just gonna put him upstairs. I'll be right back.
Put him to sleep.
So Dan played Fallout.
Take him to the pound.
The rest
Yeah.
of it.
Impound him.
Pound the shit out of him. We do not condone any animal abuse.
No. We're actually huge animal lovers here.
Absolutely. Did anybody watch Dan play Fallout?
I tried.
Oh, you did?
I woke up at about 4:50 that morning. And knowing Fallout was available, I ran to my computer, turned on Dan, and started downloading it. And chatted a little bit with Dan and John.
Oh, yeah.
E3 correspondent was in there in the morning, too.
Yeah, he watched me play. I think he was there from before midnight until 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, wow.
When he finally peaced out.
Wow.
I think he was there for a while.
That's helpful.
I had a lot of people keeping me company, actually.
Nice.
There was 20 people in my Nintendo streaming in the morning. I had a lot of people in there.
Yeah, Dan, you got a lot of favorites.
Yeah, we got a lot of follows out of that.
Yeah. I had someone come in and thank me for playing for the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia because they had a brother that had, I think, just gotten out of the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Which was cool. But yeah, it's a good time. I actually didn't want to stop when it got to be 6 o'clock because I really struggled from maybe 4 to 5:15 or 5:30.
Yeah.
But as I said, as the sun started to come up, I started to get a little bit of a second wind, and I was starting to enjoy Fallout.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to stop, but I ended up.
Had to.
I probably fell asleep at about 6:30 and got up a little after 8, and had to do the whole kids thing. The driving was a little scary when I had to take my son to school, but I made sure to heavily caffeinate before we left, so I wasn't tired at all during the drives. But, yeah, and then I didn't go to bed until 1 the next night.
Jeez.
I watched a lot of Eric's stream.
You're an animal, Dan.
You are, Dan. Holy shit. I wouldn't be standing.
I had to play Fallout. I should say too, I was struggling trying to figure everything out in that 4 hours I was playing.
I bet.
On the morning, but once I started playing the next day after I gotten some sleep and ate some food and stuff, it all came to me in no time. But
I'll be honest with you guys, I would have quit if I wasn't playing with Will.
oh really?
Yeah.
If you didn't have
Wow.
Will keeping you going?
Yep.
Well, you were in pain.
Yeah, I was in a lot of pain. I kept saying "Hey, Will, we just call it now, and nobody would really know."
I mean, at 3, yeah, nobody would have really known.
I had your stream
I would have
on.
given it a thought at 6:30.
Except John. John would have known because
Yeah,
he was
that's
to
it.
4. That was it.
And Will would be like, "Yeah," and I'd be like, "I'm serious."
Yeah, this was the easiest. Like I said, this was the easiest one I've done out of all of them because I actually slept the night before. Last year, I remember I only slept an hour. The night before I started.
What?
Yeah, I couldn't sleep because I was too excited. But this year,
Oh
I
my
made sure to not caffeinate at all late, so I had a pretty easy time.
Jeez,
but
Dan.
I usually don't go to bed until 2:30 ish. So all that was normal, and I didn't start to get tired until about 3.
It's funny because Dad was saying it's Dan probably would have had the easiest time out of all of us, and
Yeah.
Eric would have had the hardest, is what he said.
Staying up?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, that last hour was a fucking handful. I was in rough shape.
He was up when I was making breakfast watching you for the last hour, so he saw a little bit of you. kind of driving up the.
Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, that was tough.
Yeah. Actually, it was funny because John, our E3 correspondent, was watching when I was playing Fallout, and I was going through a dungeon or something, and there was a tripwire that I saw. He's like, I don't know how, after playing video games for 21 hours straight or whatever, it being 4 a.m, that you noticed that tripwire there. I'm like, yeah, well.
He's an athlete.
Yeah, because I'm an athlete.
I have an eye. I told him I have an eye for that sort of thing. But it was a lot of fun. I overshot my goal by quite a bit, which I was surprised by. I said it. I'm trying to go up $100 every year. So the first year I did 100. Last year I did 200. This year I did 300.
You're setting yourself up, Dan.
Yeah, next year hopefully 400. But yeah, I appreciate everyone who donates. That's awesome. And everyone who tuned in and watched us and helped us get through our 24-hour live streams. It's very, very much appreciated. So I actually got an email from the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia today thanking me for playing for them, and they had raised almost 150,000
Nice.
Wow.
from gamers. So
That's awesome.
that's cool to see.
Yeah, I think they sent me an email too.
Yep.
What was our Thumbstick Athletes team total?
It was over 1,000.
Yeah.
Eric, you can still get donations to meet your goal, by the way.
That would require me asking for them.
Okay. Well, we'll if anyone hasn't donated but wants to, Eric is about $50 from his goal.
Yeah.
So
I got an idea.
to him.
What's that?
We'll have a spaghetti dinner, a fundraiser for the
Ooh.
fundraiser.
There you go.
Spaghetti dinner. $5 a plate. Plate of
Yeah,
spaghetti
we got
and a
fried
piece of garlic
Binghamton.
bread.
Beautiful Binghamton.
We were over 1,000 as a team.
Nice.
Yeah. So. Yeah, that's everything, I think, right?
I think so.
All right. Well, we'll take a quick break.
I'm going to take my leave here.
Yes, I figured you'd want to peace
Yeah.
out now.
Time to go watch the Bills. If they lose, I might jump tonight.
Oh boy.
It's a big game.
Yeah, huge game.
So yeah, we're gonna take a quick break and we'll be back with nibble bits in our weeks in just a moment. Okay.
What are they doing? Oh, it's 0-0. The game just started?
It just started, yeah.
Yeah.
They started at like
The
8:40.
Sabres are up 2-0. They're starting to
I
put
really
it
gotta pee. Later, Eric.
So yeah,
Dan, nibble bits.
you
When do they
guys can
start?
take mine if you want.
Okay.
They'll be
my
talked
nibble
about.
bits.
Uh-huh.
The Zelda Wii U confirmation, Twilight Princess.
TP.
I have Fallout 4 one. It's not big news. Just that they added Vault Boy as an antenna.
Oh, on Rocket League.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was excited because they had Serious Gaming Flag, which is the Twitch channel I always watch.
Oh, cool.
I was like, hey, it's my Serious Gaming Flag. Awesome.
All right, gents.
So that's my flag.
Bye, Eric. Enjoy the game.
We got to get a Thumbstick Athletes flag in Rocket League.
They need to make some,
Some way to do it.
Customizable.
Yeah.
you know,
Yep.
or we have to get famous.
Yeah.
I see the customization happening first.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
Just message them saying put our flag in the game.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe they will.
Yeah. We had a video made. You know,
Yeah, check out our video.
Rocket League with real announcers.
I wonder how many views that's at.
It was like 103,000 last time I checked.
I'm gonna look. Oh boy. Just want to play Fallout.
I do too. I can't wait to go upstairs and play.
Oh, it's gonna be awesome.
Have you tried the app while you're playing?
Yeah, I've used it when I've been walking the wasteland.
It's nice to have the map up.
Yes.
That's what I've been doing too.
That's exactly what I use it for.
I think the app is would be better for a controller. I think the Pip-Boy edition would be easier with a controller.
I also think that
The Pip-Boy is really nice though.
an iPad might be better too. Or
Yeah.
on
I started
tablet.
I started using my tablet for it. The having the map up is amazing.
Yeah, it helps a lot because now you can see easily. What? No, I don't want to see our liked videos. I want to see the videos we posted. The YouTube's new app is awful.
Yeah.
I also have to use the bathroom really bad.
Pee outside. Or do you have to poop?
No, P. Not again, Dan. Remember mine and Corey's Let's Play of Final Fantasy Tactics?
Yeah, whatever happened to that?
I don't know, ask him. Yeah, 103, you're right, Dan. I'd like to bring that back.
I keep saying, but I want to start streaming more. Corey, your stream couldn't have come at a better time yesterday
Why?
because we had to babysit.
Oh. So you're living vicariously through my Fallout stream?
Yep. Oh my god, it was amazing.
Just happy to help. Did you watch me keep trying to do the same thing over and over and over again right when I started?
Yes, it did.
Ugh, and then finally I'm like, screw it. I
Yeah,
don't need this stuff.
I liked your overlay thing too. That was really, really nice. It's simple and clean, you know.
For the stream?
Yeah, the logo and then the camera.
That's not even a overlay. I just insert the image into OBS and the camera.
Yeah, it's nice. Because I want to start streaming. I say that every time, but I would like to stream more and have something like that, something clean and simple.
Look at Will's muscles.
Corey, when are we starting or continuing our Let's Play?
Which one? For Path of Exile?
Well, when are we going to continue that in Final Fantasy Tactics?
Once I figure out how to make the video thing work.
All right, I'm going to whiz too, and then we can get started.
Because I was looking to see how many views our Rocket League video has, and I saw the Let's Play for Tactics, and I was like, I miss doing that. That was fun. When do you want to beat Path of Exile, Corey?
I don't know. Next time I have a free opportunity.
The issue is Fallout. Because you're going to have to let me know. Because I will play whenever.
Hey, John. Did anybody answer John?
No, what do you say?
Yo, dudes, how much money you guys raise? Over 1,000. I don't know. We were just talking about that. I don't know what the exact number was.
I think it was it like 11, or not 11, 1050-ish?
What?
Dan, how much money we raised?
It was over 1,000. It was like 1,080 something.
1,080? Okay.
Let me look.
I didn't know Eric didn't hit. We gotta get him there.
Or did I delete my emails?
I think I might have him.
Oh, I've got it in my text messages because I got text alerts whenever I got a donation.
Oh, really?
Yep. Come on.
Crap.
Yeah, I was really frustrated when my internet just kind of died.
Hey, what are you going to do? Time Warner, Schmorner.
Yeah. Oop, that's the wrong thing.
I have a ton of Extra Life emails, but I can't find like how it brings me to the site. Doing Extra Life made me think I want to stream more.
Yeah, me too. We got $1,084, which is 217% of our goal. One of my secondary goals for this thing was to be in the top 1,000 for teams, and we were ranked 816.
Really?
Yeah, out of over 6,000 teams.
Really?
Awesome.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's higher than our Stitcher rank.
Is it really?
Oh, yeah.
So I was pretty happy with that too. That was cool.
Yeah, I'm proud of that. Out of 6,000, you said?
6,193 teams. We
And
were ranked
what-
816.
Dang.
I heard the amount of money that like Giant Bomb made.
Yeah,
I was like-
there is like 100 grand or something like that. Like it's a lot.
Disgusted by it.
Yeah. But it's all for good.
Yeah, it's all
cause.
for good. I shouldn't be. I sound like a real jerk right there.
No. All right, shall we?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah.
I don't really have anything to talk about for my week.
I don't either. Did I say that I got my shift switch and I can go tux fitting?
Oh no, I don't think so.
Did you know?
I didn't know you couldn't.
I didn't know you couldn't either.
Apparently, I didn't know Eric told us in our kick message. It might have been at a time where I wasn't looking at my phone and like you guys had a conversation. And when there's a lot of text, like sometimes just don't read all of them.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
And of course, the one time I get scheduled to work later than 3:30 was that day. So I had a 10 to 6:30, so I had to switch, and I was able to get it.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everybody. Episode 225 of the Thumbstick Athletes podcast. Nibblebits, right?
Yes.
All right, let's hit up Nibblebits. Will, do you want to get us started with Nibblebits?
Sure, Dan, I can do that. Star Fox Zero got an April 22nd release date.
Yeah, there was a Nintendo Direct like 2 hours ago,
Which
or
I didn't
3 hours ago.
I didn't know about.
I didn't
this.
either. I wonder if it was a surprise because I didn't hear about it anywhere else.
I
Oh,
heard
you should have
there-
heard it from the Thumbstick Athletes when I tweeted about it a few days ago.
Oh, did you see? I'm behind on all that stuff because Extra Life like really threw me off.
Yeah, I hear you.
All that.
Okay, I didn't. Well, I don't have Twitter, so I just knew they were doing one soon. But yeah, so Star Fox Zero is coming April 20th. Do you want me to do
You can just-
Eric's? Too?
yeah, you just cover the Nintendo stuff.
Okay, I don't have it in front of me, so this is gonna be off my head. But Twilight Princess is getting an HD re-release on the Wii U, which is awesome because it's my favorite Zelda, and I know Corey, you're probably interested.
Yep.
Dan, I know you have it for
I have
the
it.
Wii.
So, yeah.
I'm probably gonna get it for the Wii U, so you can just borrow that, so you don't. Have to
Oh, are they
spend-
doing a physical or is it eShop only?
That I don't know. As I said, I didn't see the thing, and Eric had those nibble bits.
Gotcha.
So,
Yeah, because they did a physical for Wind Waker, so I
Yeah.
don't see why they wouldn't.
and people seem to think it'll be 40 like Wind Waker,
Okay.
which would be amazing.
Yeah.
I think the release date, once again, it's off the top of my head, I think it was March 4th, 2016. So that's coming up. And then his other one was that the Legend of Zelda Wii U has a 2016 release window. I think it was towards the end of the year, so I'm guessing NX is going to be involved with
Yeah,
this.
some people were being whiny about the fact that it might be a NX title, but I think it's going to come out for both.
Yeah, like the Twilight Princess did for the game.
Yes, exactly. I think it's going to be both, even if it doesn't. Maybe it's going to like come out for the Wii U, but then be an NX title, like maybe not at launch, but a little later, because the NX is supposed to come out like late next year. So
Yeah,
supposedly,
yeah, that's what the
rumors
rumor
are.
is for it. Still don't really know what the NX is.
No,
No idea.
no.
So, and then there's going to be a Smash Brothers Nintendo Direct in December, you said, Dan.
Yeah.
And you have some Smash Brothers news that made me salivate.
Yeah, they announced Cloud Strife from Final Fantasy VII is going to be a playable character now, which is awesome.
That made me so happy.
Yeah, they showed his like moveset and stuff. None of it made that much sense to me. I'm not, a huge Smash player. I like Smash, but
Yeah.
his moves all looked really cool.
And they announced the Midgar map, too.
Yep, which is also really cool. It has the music from Final Fantasy VII and everything. It's really, really well done.
I had just pulled into the driveway when you told me that, so I was like, shut up now.
Yep.
And then I watched the announcement video, and you know how I said I didn't want to read the comments because I didn't want to be brought down about that?
Yeah.
everybody was so like happy to
Oh,
see
good.
that. So I
Good.
was happy to see that.
Yeah, because even though I don't know if that's who won from the poll that they were doing,
yeah,
because I wanted Bayonetta, but I'm happy with Cloud being in it. I think that's a good character to have in Smash Brothers.
especially with like them doing the re-release and
Yeah.
like Final Fantasy VII being like everybody's favorite Final Fantasy and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, a lot of people said if they're doing a Smash Direct, and I think they said during the thing that that's just like a little tease of what's to come in Smash. Like I can only imagine like what.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they're gonna do with it.
But every time they announce something for this game, I'm just into. So like this game
Yeah.
is just I still play it.
Yeah.
Like
There was a lot of good announcements during that. They announced the holiday bundle, Wii U bundle that comes with Smash Brothers and Splatoon,
oh,
which is a good bundle because I love Splatoon. It's
Yeah.
really really good.
both great games right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's all I had for mine.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I didn't really have any nibble bits either, and I didn't realize that until today when I went to get caught up. I caught up on blog posts finally, which is nice. Hopefully, I can get this episode's blog post up tomorrow, but we'll see how that goes. So I have nothing for nibble bits. So Corey, why don't you go ahead?
Just a few. Nintendo announced Linkle, a lady version of Link for Hyrule Warriors Legends, which is the 3DS port, or not port, but yeah, port, I guess, of Hyrule Warriors. I always thought it was assumed that Link was like gender neutral.
that's what I thought.
Yeah, I thought so too.
I don't know. Well, now there's
No.
Linkle.
Oh, now there's a female Link.
Yep. Splatoon got a surprise update today. It was announced during the aforementioned Nintendo Direct. 40 new pieces of equipment, many of them are winter themed, and 2 new stages. One's a museum, and one is called Mahi Mahi Resort. I assume it's like a tropical resort kind of setting.
Ooh. Awesome.
Any interest, Dan? Does that wet
Hell
your
yeah.
whistle? You're a big Splatoon fan.
Yeah, definitely. And I hadn't played it in a while, but after playing, I played it for like 4 hours during my extra life, and I'm like, I gotta play this game more often.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
I gotta start it still.
Yeah, you do, and so does Corey.
Yeah, I gotta play it.
I'd let you borrow mine, but I think my wife would kill me.
What I gotta do is make a list of the games I need to play before the end of the year, and just knuckle down and start finding some time to play them.
Yeah.
I'll have to play Until Dawn this weekend.
Yeah.
Please do.
It's probably the only time I'll get a chance to, really. Bob Ross is going to become a regular on Twitch. The hashtag Keep Bob campaign was successful.
Nice.
I tweeted hashtag Keep Bob. I said, I forget what I said, something along the lines of hashtag Keep Bob. Bob Ross changed my life. Everything is happy now. So what they're going to do is every Monday night from 3 to 9:30 Pacific, there will be Bob Ross episodes and also a yearly marathon to celebrate Bob's birthday on the Twitch Creative channel. So that's really cool. I imagine if I'm not doing anything else on a Monday night, I will have Bob Ross on. I could not stop watching Bob Ross. I don't know about you guys.
Really?
I watched a fair amount
I watched so much.
just to have it on.
Yeah. Yep. And even I actively sat there and watched it too, not just background noise. Because I was home that weekend
Yeah.
at the folks' house, and in the morning I just lay on the couch and watched 4 episodes straight, and was just captivated.
He had a way.
He really did. It's awesome. And did you know he was in the Navy? And he was not a drill sergeant, but the guy that yells at all the peons to make their bed and stuff.
Really?
That was his job.
I can't picture him yelling ever.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
He yelled.
Yep. So anyway, I'm happy to see that. I think it's a really smart move. They had 56,000 people average, I think was the total viewers
Nice.
on the Bob Ross Twitch creative stream. So yeah, that's cool. The Banner Saga 2 is delayed to 2016. Apparently they're doing a board game.
Really?
The Banner
Yeah.
Saga board game.
Nice.
They did in the article I read. The developer, what's the name of the Stoic Games?
Yeah, stoic.
Clarified, saying that they themselves are not developing the board game. That's another company's doing that, but they just didn't want there to be any confusion, thinking, oh, you're just putting all your time into the board game, you're not working on the video game.
Right.
But who knows what the case is. But they did say that there's another company developing the board game, and that the Banner Saga 2 development is coming along nicely.
Cool. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. Mario Maker is getting a level search tool, courtesy of Nintendo. It's going to be on a separate website, though. It's not in-game, which I think is a little weird. Auto courses will have their own section. You can search by difficulty, search by level theme, search by style, all that kind of stuff. But again, it's kind of weird to me that it's not in-game, but I guess that's probably more than they can manage at this point. I don't know. Implementing all that stuff seems like a big hassle.
Yeah, large task.
But it's good that they're doing it. It's just another example of how Nintendo is doing a really good job of listening to what their consumers want.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yep. That's it.
That's everything?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how's your week, Corey?
It was a good week overall. I have two things I want to talk about. Just briefly, I was made full-time at my place of employment as of today.
Hey.
Good job, Corey.
Yeah, thank you. So it's a little bit of a raise, nothing to, change my life or anything, but it's a little bit of a raise, and health insurance and dental and vision is all free and stuff like that. So, and I get paid time off, which is the biggest thing for me. I don't really use any of the medical stuff, and the money, like, it's already nothing, and it's a little bit more nothing kind of thing. So
right.
The money doesn't mean much, but the paid time off is the biggest thing for me. Is now I can take a sick day and get paid for it, or take a vacation or whatever. But I really like the job. I like learning how to be handy.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's quite a big change from where I was a year ago.
Even though our parents are both like handy, I don't feel like I picked up any of that stuff.
No.
Until I got my own house and figured I needed to start learning how to do that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Yep. It's cool though. I'm mostly a groundskeeper, but in the winter I don't get to do that kind of stuff. So like they got me inside redoing rooms, tearing down the wallpaper, scraping off the glue, skimming it, painting it, putting on cove bays, like all that kind of just basic home repair kind of stuff. And I quite like it. And there is a little bit of gamification, because the way it works is people submit work orders for stuff they need done, and then they go into the computer, and you get on the computer, you pick out a work order, and you go and do it. And then when you do it, you check it off, and it goes in your name. And I kind of get that like OCD feeling that I get when I play video games, like doing tasks. Yeah, like quests. Like,
nice.
Oh, this one, I did this one. It's going in my pile. Experience points. Woo!
It's a great idea.
I mean, I don't know. I guess whatever it takes to get through the day. But the other thing I want to talk about is probably the grossest thing that's ever happened to me in my life.
Oh no, it's about your back, isn't it?
Yeah. If you're eating, I suggest you finish your meal before you listen to this. So last week, probably on like Wednesday or something, I think I talked about it on the podcast last week, or right before we started recording maybe, that I had what I thought was just like a little pimple right above my butt crack, right at the top of my butt crack, right at my tailbone, where my tailbone ends. And I had it before, like once in high school, and it's kind of painful. But this one progressed and got worse and worse, to the point where I had a real hard time sitting flat on my bottom, and like standing up was extremely painful. And if you saw me during Extra Life, it literally took me like 15 seconds to stand up, like a full 15 seconds to like situate myself and push myself up and stand up. And nothing seemed to be doing the trick. I took acetaminophen. I took Extra Strength Pain Away, which is normally my go-to when I have pain like that. And none of it made it better. I did discover that ibuprofen did a pretty good job of taking the pain away. So that was good to mask it, but once that wore off, like the pain just came back. And it's the type of thing where if I bumped it, it was like a shooting pain, like screaming pain. And it was like swollen, and like my lower back was stiff a little bit, and like the top of my butt cheeks were like stiff, but there's nothing to see. Couldn't see anything. It looked fine. Like it looked like my lower back and top of my buttocks. So I don't know. I wasn't too concerned about it. And like I said, I could take some ibuprofen and get through my day. But as I mentioned earlier, like I consider myself to have a pretty high threshold for pain. But this was kind of getting a little unbearable. Come Fallout Day, Fallout 4. I've been dealing with this for about a week at this point. And Fallout 4 was coming out. I didn't want to sit on it. I was trying to self-diagnose myself on the internet. Everything said, like, don't sit for extended periods of time. If you can avoid it, don't sit at all. But, of course, I had to sit for 24 hours doing Extra Life.
Yeah. You probably progressed that a few days, whatever you had.
Yeah, so that didn't help matters. And like I said, I stood for the last 3 hours of the stream because I was just in so much pain. So I was sitting down playing Fallout on Tuesday. And I was feeling okay because I had taken some ibuprofen, and I was just sitting there, and I felt something which could only be described as a release of some sort. And I didn't really think anything of it. I was like, I feel a little bit better now. And I was just sitting there, and a little bit later on, I reached behind me on my back, and it's just covered in goo. Like, nasty... what you'd see on like Tosh.0. So I still don't really know what it was, but whatever it was ruptured and was on me. Like I said, it's seriously like the grossest thing to have ever happened to me. And I did a little bit of like Googling around and stuff, and it turns out it could have been a cyst.
Oh yeah.
I guess in that spot, like at the bottom of the tailbone, it's like really sensitive to that kind of thing.
My friend Johnny gets them in his wrist.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof. Real nasty. And you know, I went in the bathroom and was like wiping my lower back and top
It was like
buttocks.
it was pus, right?
It was pus and like a little bit of blood and like pimple cream. You know, when you squeeze a big pimple, that's what comes out of it. It's absolutely disgusting. And I don't know why I felt the need to share it on this podcast.
Well, people are probably wondering. I mean, you've been going through that, like you said, for about a week now.
I wondered what was going on.
There was a point where I was like, all right, I really need to go to the doctor.
Yeah.
And I don't like to do that, but it was painful
better
enough.
now?
It is better. It's much better. I can still feel it a little bit. I guess what happens is the cyst is like inside of you.
Yeah.
And if it can find an exit, it will do that. It will like rupture and kind of leak out of you. But that doesn't mean it's gone. So it could get worse again, or it could just shrink and, you know, maybe disappear or just like stay dormant for a while.
Yeah.
And it kind of makes me wonder because, like I said, I can remember pretty vividly in high school having like a similar thing that wasn't nearly as painful and kind of went away, but
the human body is disgusting.
It really is a nasty, nasty thing.
Like, why do we need to get cysts?
I will never forget, as long as I live, reaching to scratch my back and just touching goo. Just nasty goo.
Did you clean up your computer chair?
I didn't get all over anything other than my clothing.
Did you change your clothes?
Yeah.
And burn them?
Nah, threw them in the wash, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. Man.
Whew.
I'm glad you've got some relief, though. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah. Good for me.
Yeah.
Now you can sit and play Fallout.
Yeah. Yep. Still a little uncomfy, but yeah. Maybe it'll drain again.
Right.
Wear a diaper.
Japers. Okay. Anything else, Corey?
Nah.
No. Will, you got anything?
Man, not really. Literally, I've just been spending every waking minute playing Fallout. Yeah.
Yeah, I squeeze in any time I can, too.
I don't know. I'm doing a project on dreams. I talked to you guys about it, thinking Oh, dreams are cool, and not really knowing what I was doing and getting myself into. Man, there's a lot there.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know what they're talking about when they're talking about the frontal cranial blah 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 blah. I don't know.
brain.
It's like it's all over my head, and I have to like the time that I could spend be doing work. I have to spend extra time trying to figure out what they're talking about.
Right.
Cause I don't know. Cause Corey, you remember when you helped me with my homework and you were doing the dense history reading?
Yeah.
Imagine that, but with like technical science terms.
Ugh. Sounds awful.
Yeah. And I have to do a 13 to 16-minute presentation on them.
Telling you, man, take yourself to the library and sit in one of those little wooden cubbies and no distractions.
You know, I'm gonna have to do that for my forest composition paper because it's due Wednesday and I haven't started.
Yeah.
I don't know when I'm gonna start it.
That's what I would do. The ADHD. It's only one way to beat it.
Go somewhere where there's no distractions.
Yeah.
Don't even bring your phone.
Thick stacks of encyclopedias off in a corner. Yeah.
I should do that because I want to do well on those two things. But that's really it for me. Nothing really too interesting.
Yeah, I don't have anything to report either, as far as I know. Just extra life and Fallout. That's been my life past few days.
Yeah.
So we'll get right into what we played. And since I already talked about everything I played, I'll pass it on. Corey, I know you got a couple new things you want to talk about.
We did our Fallout 4 talk. I played the new Hearthstone adventure, the first wing of it, called Temple of Orsis. This is the League of Explorers expansion, which is not based on World of Warcraft lore. For the first time, they kind of invented their own thing, which I think is pretty cool. And it's like an Indiana Jones kind of thing with artifacts and stuff like that. And they introduced a new keyword called Discover, which is basically, depending on your class, you use a minion or a spell with Discover, and it gives you 3 random cards to pick from. So if it's Discover, I think it's like if it's Discover a minion, then you use it, and it will give you 3 minions from your class to pick from to draw or have in your hand. There's been a lot of complaints with the direction Hearthstone's going, how like Secret Paladin is way too OP, and just like the way the meta is no longer fun. And I think this was kind of their way of introducing more randomness into the game. They always said that to them is the heart and soul of Hearthstone is randomness, which
Right.
the hardcore people probably don't want to hear, but for the mass audience, I think it is. But I fortunately have been saving my coins, and they stealth released this game. They announced it at BlizzCon, or this adventure. They announced it at BlizzCon last week, and it just came out today.
That reminds me, I didn't even talk about any of the BlizzCon stuff.
Eh,
Go on.
whatever. Didn't we talk about it last week?
No, because it happened Friday.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're right. But yeah. So I had a bunch of coins saved up, so I used I had like 1,400. One wing is 700 coins, so I don't have to spend any money on it, which is always nice. And I played through it, the Temple of Orsis.
Nice.
The last battle is really creative because you're not fighting an enemy. You are just trying to survive for 10 turns. And all this crazy stuff happens along the way, and it's sort of like a choose-your-own adventure. I forget what it's called, but the quote-unquote enemy, for lack of a better word, is that you have to beat 10 turns, and the hero power for that introduces random selection of 2 things you can do. So it'll come up and it'll say you can either walk through the spike trap and take 5 damage, or take your chances and maybe get 10 damage and maybe get 0 damage. And you just gotta pick which one you want. Later on, you can pick like, oh, you can either restore 10 health and face a 7/7 enemy on the board, or not do anything. So that was pretty creative. I really had no issues. It was really easy. I think I only lost 1 of the 4 battles. And to be honest, I haven't really looked at the cards too much. So I can't speak to those too much, but like I said, it is, to me, it seems like it's a lot more based on randomness. Yeah.
Nice.
I know none of that really makes sense to you guys, so I
No.
tried to make it make sense, but we need somebody else who plays Hearthstone on this podcast.
I need to play it more. I know.
Yeah, you really do, man. I do my dailies every day.
See, that game is Heroes to me. Like, I do my dailies, not every day, but like every couple of days. So.
Yep. I think that's all I played, honestly, other than what we talked about for Extra Life. I think I played a little more Tales of Zestiria, which I still like and enjoy, but I don't think with Fallout, spend a lot of time with that, and then whatever I want to play through before the end of the year, I don't know if I'll get back to Tales of Zestiria.
Okay.
Something will have to give for me to have time to get back to that, but I do enjoy it.
Nice. Will, did you play anything else other than
Black Ops 3, but with Eric not here because I didn't play a real lot. I don't really want to get too into it.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's meh to me. I don't know why me and Eric didn't split it on the Xbox.
Yeah.
Because we could have both saved some money on it, but we didn't. So I spent $60 in the game. Zombies is cool. I get a BioShock feeling from it.
Okay.
'Cause it's like that time period-ish. It's pretty cool. Zombies is always good.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, like I did the first mission of the campaign. They added a new difficulty to the game called Realistic, and you die in one shot. So I can't imagine anybody beats this solo. Because we did 3 people in a mission, and it was actually pretty easy with 3 people, but that's because we could have one person back as a spawn, and when somebody gets down, they just crawl back to the person who's there, and they just rinse and repeat until we get, progress through the levels. But yeah, campaign seems like it could be pretty cool. I know the Black Ops series is loved, and I know some people said this is the worst of the 3. So, I don't know. Multiplayer is, you know, we'll get more into it. But, because I didn't really play a whole lot of it. I only did like 3 games.
Okay. Yeah, I think we're planning on doing a COD Blops episode, so it'll probably be the week after Fallout, or in 2 weeks. Next week being Fallout. So, okay. Feedback?
Sure.
All right. The first is an email from Tito in LA who says about Fallout 4. I'm really enjoying Fallout 4 while some people are having trouble fighting the urge to pick up everything. I'm actually finding it easier. Being able to move all junk to the workbench with one push of a button is a lifesaver, and scrapping helps as well. I hope there's a mod that allows you to scrap without having to go into crafting mode. Also, scrapping allows me to view things differently. Like I don't have to pick up that toaster because it'll give me the same components as another item, and there are millions of toasters in the game. Story intro spoiler. So that's for people who maybe haven't played yet.
Pause it.
Yeah, pause it. Skip ahead about a minute. My approach to the game is similar to Heavy Rain, where I'm a parent willing to do anything to find my son. It just makes more sense than delineating from your most pressing motivation of a child kidnapped just to do random adventures, because I'll keep thinking, yeah, that's a good point, Tito. I never even thought of that.
He's completely right.
Wouldn't it be a really big deal if that your son was kidnapped from a parent's point of view? This way it helps me stay focused on playing the story and choosing appropriate dialogue options in terms of my character's state of mind. Essentially, I'm making this playthrough as if it's more scripted than it actually is, but I'm enjoying that. That's actually some really good role playing, and a lot of times these types of games benefit from that.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, like, you're trying to save your son, and that's the main motivation. Yeah. But here I am doing every single Minutemen quest that I can get my hands on.
That's how I'm just slowly wandering through the wastelands, just gathering materials.
My son? What?
Yeah. Maybe next playthrough I'll do that. That's actually a really good idea.
Yeah, I like that.
There's a cool commemoration to the armed forces in Concord. I thought that was a nice touch by Bethesda honoring our soldiers. Some areas remind me of BioShock Infinite with all the colonial influences and graphics, colors, etc. I ran into Super Mutants and Mr. Gutsy when I was level 6. After dying about 8 times, I managed to take out Mr. Gutsy thanks to the mutants, then finish off the mutants. I had a lot of fun experiencing that organically. I was surprised that Tomb Raider came out the same day as Fallout 4. Seems like a huge mistake. Also, I didn't realize it was Also for PS4, I thought it was an Xbox exclusive to Battle Uncharted. Weird, but I'll be buying it once I finish Fallout. It actually is timed exclusive for Xbox One right now. It's coming out for PC early next year, and then PS4 late next year, like probably fall time. Last thing, I bought tickets to the Legend of Zelda Symphony of the Goddesses. They perform in LA in June.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That is pretty cool.
Cool. Any thoughts, Corey?
I'm sorry, I'm distracted.
That's okay.
Read it again.
No, did you hear the part about Tito's approach to the storyline?
No.
Yeah, he's role playing like being a parent whose child was kidnapped.
Oh.
Which I think is a really good idea, and I might do that in my next playthrough.
I get like that. That's the biggest thing for me in a lot of video games is when like close family member or like significant other are killed or kidnapped or something. It's for whatever reason that's easy for me to immerse myself in the story.
Yeah, totally.
Like Heavy Rain when he's hunting for Jason.
I didn't play that game, so I don't know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
I have no idea. I just like how you said Jason.
Jason. Yeah, and oh shoot, I forgot my other point. Oh yeah, the kind of way I'm playing the game is I've been having this issue a lot in open world games. Is like the pacing of the game gets ruined because I get distracted trying to see everything and accomplish everything, and
Yeah.
check off all those things on that checklist that I need to. But instead, I'm just kind of playing. I'm kind of like just floating through the game and going wherever it takes me, rather than obsessively checking every nook and cranny kind of thing. Like,
Yeah.
sort of just following what interests me and what has me at the moment, rather than forcing myself to clear areas and stuff like that. And it's sort of working out pretty well.
Good.
It's spoiler. I'll ask you guys after.
Yeah. We're gonna do our Fallout episode next week, and we'll cover everything a little more in depth. Idaho Jake says, "Hey guys, sorry I've missed the last couple of live streams, but Destiny had me for a bit. I'll probably listen tonight because I wanted to give my first impressions in. Monday at 10 p.m. I started Fallout 4 with one of the biggest gaming boners I've ever had. I spent about 15 to 20 minutes on character creation, and I like how they didn't make it too crazy. The name recognition was cool too, because I get called Mr. Jacob. I like how they showed you what it was like pre-bombing, because it just brings you into the post a little bit more. I was kind of disappointed that they changed the repair system, but glad they changed the gunplay. At first, I didn't really understand how to build stuff and upgrade, but after a bit, I really started to like it. One thing I noticed and liked is that they added sniper breathing to steady your shot better. One complaint I have is the leveling system. I don't like that you only get 1 point to level up everything. That is all I want to say for now till you do a Fallout episode. Congrats on Extra Life, and I am proud to help support the kids. If I find more I want to talk about, I will email more." All right. Thanks, Jake.
Thank you, Jake.
Yeah, I can't wait to get in depth about Fallout next week.
There's
very
a
excited.
lot to talk about.
There is, and I'll probably have more than 40 hours put into it by that point, because that's all I play right now.
Nice.
That's what I'm doing when I get home.
I'm going to go straight upstairs and play what it'll probably be 10 when we finish, when I get upstairs. And
10.
Well, yeah, I've got to compress the episode and all that stuff, so I'm going to be down for a little bit still. And then I'll probably play until 2.
Nice.
Well, that's what I need to do. Is I'm gonna have to lose some sleep if I want to play much more Fallout before we record.
Yeah.
Do it for the game, man.
FTG.
Make sure you heavily caffeinate during the day.
Yeah. Well, I drank a cup of coffee and then a red eye, so.
Oh, so you're going to be up for a while now anyway.
I should. I have a major issue going to sleep on podcast night.
I know. I've seen you sometimes playing Rocket League until 1:30.
Yep.
So, next week's Fallout. Thanks for the feedback, Jake, and thanks for the feedback, Tito. Like I said, we're gonna get balls deep into Fallout for next week and talk about everything and our experiences to that point. Any other thoughts, questions?
Quemens.
Got anything else we want to cover?
Chris Hardwick does not say Quemens anymore.
No more comments. I haven't listened to Nerdist in forever.
Who did I listen to recently? Yeah, doesn't matter.
I should check their backlog because I'm sure they have some guests that I want to listen to there.
They don't. He doesn't have too many guests I really care about.
Sam, yeah, I
Really?
don't.
recently anyway. Because I'll look every now and again. I'm pretty much down to a handful of podcasts that I listen to regularly now.
Yeah, I don't have the time either.
Do Giant Bomb, 8-4 Play,
American Washinsky.
American Washinsky, sometimes Puck Podcasts.
Yep, same here.
That's pretty much it.
Beastcast?
Beastcast, yeah. Although since I've been inside working, I can't listen to as many podcasts.
Yeah.
That's why I try and do the jobs that are like alone in a room where nobody goes, so I can listen to my podcast while I do it.
Yep.
But
I hear you. Okay. Well, I guess that'll do it for episode 225 of the Thumbstick Athlete podcast. I'm your host, Dan.
Well.
Corey.
Thanks for listening, and get out of my basement.